A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard, and maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
A warm welcome to those watching wherever it may be across the globe for Series Futsal, round 6 of the men's competition here on a Friday night at Thomastown. My name is Adam Palombi. To kick off proceedings this evening, it is the Altona Knights against Fitzroy, who look to return to the court. Those in white are the Knights, and returning on the commentary position is none other than the man, the myth, the voice, Michael Chavallo. A pleasure to have you alongside me.
Adam, great to be here for round 6 action. Fitzroy led by the incomparable Scotty Rogan in the bright fluorescent green-yellow tonight. Rogan lays the pass down the side there to Michael Newen, to his back to Rogan in the centre, across the right side of the court, and just put way over the top there. So on the early hunt, Fitzroy through Kevin Lamb off that right side. Corner here for Cozzy Russo. Over the top, Rogan looking to strike it on the volley, but Thomas Natoli intercepting to put the ball out of play, and Fitzroy side ball, right wing, back to Lamb. Lamb centre court, leaves it for Rogan. Cross court to Newen, back to Rogan. Cozzy Russo, the sniper. Nice ball movement early on here from Fitzroy. Newen, Lamb. Rogan free on his right, given away though. Natoli couldn't capitalise, and Rogan quick in there, stabs it out of play.
Well, the Knights certainly need to find some form of response considering the results in which Pasco Vale put past them just in round 4, 11-4 on that occasion. It was rather strange, in which all sets of players had gone about their business that evening. In particular was Fran Osaric, who had picked up an injury, hence he is not in goal nor on the team sheets this evening for the Knights. As it's the Tigers who look to find something forward. It's Russo, last season's most valuable player, as you like to call him, Flash. Now Rogan on the ball. Russo stepping inside. Lock just preventing any move from being forthcoming, and well, very early stages, Michael, but the Knights, they simply have to lock in.
It's this wonderful ball control of Fitzroy, a little outside of the D. Michael Newen denied. Break now for the freight train. Barad Bezapor, the magician Pira shoots it wide. Yanni Pira flying down the right side. Just put the ball too wide. No trouble for Mason Abdallah, the Mad Cat, in the end. And here come Fitzroy again. But a lovely break there from Altona, showing Fitzroy that if they lapse in concentration, the Knights can expose them. Lamb to Newen. Newen back to Kevin Lamb. Rogan for in his left finds him, finds Russo. Rogan Halfway line, Lamb back to Rogan, controlling play. The critical funnel through which everything flows is Scott Rogan, and we have seen it thus far. Altona's side ball. Long looking for Barad Bezapur. Just gets away there though from Thomas Natoli. Bezapur's the man they've got to close down, lurking around the top of the D. Rogan mining the freight train at the moment. Here's Yanni Pira, the magician. Sab Lock running onto it, lets it slide over play. Side ball on the right side here for Altona. Natoli slides it through to Bezapur. Sab Lock back to Barad, has a shot straight into the Mad Cat's waiting arms. Abdallah has a look, plays it close to Russo. Russo to Rogan through the centre here for Scotty. Out wide. Back to Rogan. Good ball to Cozzy. Russo chose not to shoot off the right. Back to Rogan. Lays it out to the left side to Kevin Lamb. Off his right boot now. And well stuffed. Again, Thomas Natoli working hard in defence for Altona.
Madcap might have had a glance, and well, considering what happened last week against Pasco Vale, you simply can't blink or predict what he might conjure up, as it's Fitzroy who have had a positive start. Altona having a chance of their own at the other end, of course, through Pira. But it's Kevin Lamb who's looked lively early on. That's a roll for Russo, who lets fly, and Daravong, the effort was rather central. The keeper had to get low. Opening 4.5 minutes hasn't been too poor from Altona, all considered. They have it quite a task this evening, trying to contain these rampant Tigers. And, well, so far, really making them earn for that opening goal as Rogan tried something off the fly. Quite the imperative player and captain he has been for the Tigers as Bezapur, nobody home. Russo, Lamb, left side trying to cut in beyond Locke. It might have hit his hand involuntarily, the culmination of that play, but Locke will have possession right in front of his bench. Natoli's flick on towards Bezapur. He finds Pitta. Natoli remains patient, trying to provide that incisive pass. Newen equal to the measure. Russo does well to pinch it off Bezapur. Now Rogan trying to interpret some space. Goes across the face of goal. Loose ball. Keeper's done well. And yet another possession in the hands of Altona, considering that the Tigers have started positively. Pitta gets beyond Lamb. Couldn't get beyond Rogan. Now transition in play. Ball roll from Scotty Rogan. Pitta trying to make amends, and on that occasion he's run out at the expense of a fluorescent green kick-in. No time at all was Lamb to Newen. He couldn't go around Natoli. So far, both sides closing each other down, not giving each other too much space. Chances have not been exactly clear-cut for either side.
Thomas Natoli, such an underrated player for Altona. As Fitzroy make a change and bring on the all-rounder Harry Robotis. Robotis moves into offence. Here's Russo on the left side. Slides it to Harry now. Back to Rogan through the centre. Rogan's got options on either side. Goes down the throat. Perhaps should have gone to his right off to Michael Newen, who did have some space to run into that upper right quadrant that they've been populating so far. Fitzroy doing most of their shots from that top right third. Here's Rogan again off the half volley. They are peppering, they are harassing the Altona goal, Fitzroy, but still unable to break this deadlock 0-0. Top of the D, Robotis! It's the super sub. Harry Robotis comes on and within 90 seconds scores. 1-0 Fitzroy. The drought is broken. And can they open the floodgates now?
Well, Altona certainly have to try keep themselves rather defensively tight. Chink in their armour has perhaps already been unlocked, and Robotis, the man you mentioned, having a decent start to the contest. Took him no time at all, and the Tigers perhaps sense blood as Rogan. There's the goal scorer, Robotis, across the face of goal towards Newen, who was arriving. And you mentioned the floodgates, Michael. The Knights simply have to try keep things compact and rely on the brilliance, dare I say, of those on the court. You've got Sinan Gulak just lurking in that pivot role. He's not going to reach where Rogan is, and the ball will just fizzle towards the keeper. As Russo, his interception turned into a somewhat pass. which is going to work out until Robotis couldn't go backwards. Under some duress, Rogan retains possession. Brilliant from Rogan to just spin away as Robotis caught it not the way he would have intended. And so far it's on the Fitzroy. You can notice Michael Fitzroy just remaining patient. I know they're 1-0 up. Altona will have to now play out the back and try carve out a chance. So perhaps the Tigers are trying to put themselves in pole position to capitalise.
Fitzroy reading Altona like a book so far. Nice cutout. Here's the big berserker, Sinan Gulak. Gulak staying central, stolen by Koziruso. Foul, says the referee. Little elbow on the inside, so it will be a free kick here for Russo at the halfway line. Rogan guiding him. Takes the ball here, Scotty Rogan. Robotis inside the D. On that far post, a chance to turn and shoot there for Sab Wicket. Freshly come on the court, Sab Wicket, number 16 for Fitzroy with the corner here. Russo was the intended target, stolen by Ahmed. Ahmed through the centre, plays a back heel, nobody home. Wicket, little fancy footwork out to Rogan, room to move on the outside of the right boot. An audacious attempt there from Scott Rogan. Just didn't quite have the curve and the inward swerve that Rogan needed to feed that one into the pigeonhole. Gulak at the halfway line and Rogan puts it out of play. What a game he's having against Scotty Rogan. The man who jiggles the marionette, and Harry Robotis scores a brace. 2-0. Robotis 2-0. And Fitzroy in control here, Adam.
Altona simply have to try find some form of response. They were gaining possession in the middle of the court. Had a couple of calamities in which led to an instinctive Robotis. It was a great ball from Flash to unlock the Knights' defence, but 2-0, considering the time play already in the half. And your mind casts back to that result they incurred recently in round 4. They simply have to climb to that extra gear in hopes to turn it around. If they can find something tangible here, perhaps, it might just kickstart that comeback, as it was caught sweetly by Abdurrahman Ahmed, who's on defensive duties. Robotis chasing a first half hat-trick and just out of real estate at the culmination of the play. So Natoli shifts it wide, wants to receive it back and does. Not sure what the intention might have been there from Thomas, but he's conceded play. As Russo, wicket, touch over the top towards Rogan. He's going to hit the stands where Western United women's players give the ball back to the Knight on court Ahmed. Amanda Araha, one of those, featuring walking into action this evening as well. A former United player of Seb Wicket was nearly instinctive upon that chance.
Sab Wicket has done wonderfully since coming on. Ahmed through the centre, looking for Hao Tran at the top of the D, headed down by Robotis, picked up by Tran. Forced backwards though. Ahmed, lock. Russo at his back, pickpocketed by Robotis. Nice ball from Wicket to Russo. Robotis, edge of the D, couldn't get the left boot on it. Quick reply here from Altona. Russo steals it again. Robotis, chip to Russo, blocked by Hao Tran. Russo, edge of the D, goes out wide, goals open, hits the upright. Koziruso, the sniper. The sight was only millimetres off on that occasion though for Russo. The man who has scored somewhere in the vicinity of 400 domestic career goals in a very long, illustrious career, Koziruso looks to add another one. Here's Hao Tran, 2-on-2. Stolen by Russo, shirt was pulled. Referee lets play go on. Much to the protestation of the Fitzroy bench, they should have gotten a free kick. And Mason almost scrambles that one at the goal line.
Gabriel Zabayos just up in arms about the decision not going his Tigers' way. So Abdallah had nearly fallen onto the ball. That could have been a calamity from the Mad Cat. Of course, he has 9 lives. That might have been one of them, which is gone. He was under some duress last week against a raging Pasco Vale. It's quite the contest between Fitzroy and the championship winners of last season. As Seb Locke, I'm not sure what he's trying to pick out there, but they're looking rather comfortable at the moment. Fitzroy with wicket. Audacious idea of a pass, but Rogan will be equal to it. Chu arrives nicely, and there's wicket. And Seb Locke, a lot of strength on display from the Knights. He simply had to stand tall there, and you have to admire the movement of Gabriel Zeballos and his side. Jimmy Soufis, of course, having some involvement in the way in which Fitzroy hold their shape and where they go about proceedings as Rogan. Robotis, that's brilliant to Chu. He just couldn't get his angles right on that occasion.
Really should have been 4 goals by now, you feel, for Fitzroy. And you do feel that if they get another one here, Fitzroy, the road back for Altona may be near impossible. The way the hive mind is operating as usual for Fitzroy, they seem to know what each other's thinking. The vision across the entire court is phenomenal. They know where each other is at every given moment. And there doesn't seem to be that system to the play so far for Altona, but they do have Barad Bezatpour back on, a man who can turn a game on his own. Russo, Chu centres it, nobody home though. Quickly played out here to Natoli. Switches onto his right boot, Natoli trying to find the upper right pigeonhole. Robotis, who has scored both of Fitzroy's goals. Rogan was trying to sell it through to the D, but there was nobody there for Fitzroy. Here's Yanni Pira. Short to Locke, cross court to Natoli. Robotis again. Often flies under the radar. Harry Robotis, he's not a flash player, he's not a glamour player, but he gets the job done, and so far he is the scoreline in this game. Wherever you're watching around the world, let us know your thoughts on the YouTube chat live. Who do you think is going to win this one, and by how much? As Fitzroy looking to go down the right flank with Ben Chu. Here's Yanni Pira, how they need the magician to dip into his hat. Barad Bezatpour turning on the right boot. Rogan through the centre will shoot. Not able to find the net though. Scott Rogan as wicket goes off, and back on comes Kevin Lamb.
How about the burst of pace and acceleration from Scott Rogan? Once the Mad Cat had acknowledged his captain in a more advanced position, you blink, and fitting of his name, Flash, simply took off and nearly created half a chance as Chu is in a sea of bodies. But it will ricochet out for yet another Fitzroy corner. They're building. They're looking to put this one perhaps beyond doubt just before half-time as Robotis. Reverse pass. Chu couldn't provide something at the culmination of it. Takes a quick kick in towards Lamb. Rogan nearly had it caught behind him. Natoli pressing along with Bezatpour in a wide area. The former City player of Kevin Clutch Lamb getting things moving. Rogan has options. He looked up a goal initially. They've worked it nicely here, Fitzroy. And they're itching ever so close to putting the dagger right through the heart of the Knights. As Rogan, Seb Locke might have just saved something on the goal line. They simply need a response. Of course, you mentioned the likes of Bezatpour and Yanni Pira. They need to find something beyond those two, and perhaps on a more collaborative team effort as Rogan now confronted by Pira. The Knights perhaps wanting to not concede one more. 2-0, of course, an attainable scoreline. In Futsal, the dynamic does change a fair bit. But considering the way in which Fitzroy looked to set up and the Mad Cat that stands in front of their sticks, it's rather hard to beat as they can't even seem to find an effort at goal at the moment, Michael.
Rogan takes a break. Back on comes Michael Nguyen. 6:45 to go. 2-0 Fitzroy. Altona just need that one to get the confidence back. Pira, lovely turn. Shot too late there. Yanni Pira had an opening and was quickly closed down by Kevin Lamb. Cosi Russo comes on for Harry Robotis. They cannot afford to concede another goal before half-time here, Altona. We know that Fitzroy always up the pressure in the opening 7 or 8 minutes of the second half. It's usually their best period of any game. Altona can't let them get away any further. Bezatpour, diagonal pass, trying to find Daniel Aliano lurking at the top of the D. The Mad Cat, long throw. Pira, shoot. Left it too late again, Yanni Pira. Had Michael Nguyen bearing down on him. Little hesitant to pull the trigger, the magician, Yanni Pira. Here's Nguyen. Slides it out to the left side. Kevin Lamb. Lamb off his left boot, and Pira closes it down nicely. Side ball for Fitzroy. Lamb Chu. Free kick to Fitzroy, says the referee. Another opportunity to increase the lead here. No signs of Rogan coming back on. It'll be Michael Nguyen. Now he's got Lamb diagonally out to his 1 o'clock. Gets a ricochet off the ankles there of Barad Bezidpour. Side ball for Fitzroy. Cozzy Russo to bring it in. May play it back to Michael Nguyen. Does indeed. Nguyen off his right. Good attempt and double palm save from the goalkeeper, Andres Taharo. Corner here for Fitzroy. Ahmed did well. Couldn't follow through though. Mazen Abdallah slides it to Russo. Nguyen. Lovely ball work again here from Fitzroy. Lamb. Nguyen asking for the return ball. Lamb plays it to Chu. Mason long throw into that dangerous quadrant we spoke about earlier, and Chu just couldn't get the turn to play it back to Lamb. 4:20 remains, 2-0 Fitzroy. Good crowd continues to file into Sirius Futsal Arena here in Melbourne. I'm sure most of them in anticipation of the blockbuster game of the round, as Pasco Vale will take on Morland tonight. That one is going to be fireworks, Adam.
Well, considering what we've been treated to in recent weeks within these Sirius Futsal ranks, those from Blacksteel Papua. Joining us from the professional Indonesian Futsal League, the likes of Wendy Brynick, Samuel Amos and Evan Salmilena, who have simply set the competition alight following their guest appearances. We're delighted to have yet another forthcoming for our second and highlight fixture of round 6. But so far in this contest, well, it's not really too much to discuss. It's quite the status quo, and it might have gone in as an own goal. They've made a real meal of it, Altona. They're lucky to not be on the receiving end of rather the awkward highlight reel. I'm sure Josh would have clipped that a fair few times, but uncertain as to what they've done there. And that symbolises the way they've gone into this contest so far. They've not had any of the answers in their usual, customary selves. Fitzroy have quite simply nullified their opposition and had all the means necessary to work play around them, as it's really compact for Lamb, but it's opened up for Russo. 1-on-1 with the keeper. And it's the crossbar, the only thing in the way, preventing the score from being 3-0. Aliano really has to just search long for Gulak. There's really not much on offer. Ask you there, Mr. Chevello.
Speaking of which, Adam, I mean, they've got Barad Bezidpour and Yanni Pira both off at the same time, which confounds me, because I think in those two lay the best chance of Altona actually scoring. And there's another one. It's a third for Fitzroy. It comes 2:25 before the break, and it's Michael Nguyen making it 3-0. With no Bezidpour, no Yanni Pira on the court, Altona do not look likely to score. Sablock comes back on, but still, Pira and Bezidpour stay on the bench. Ahmed. Tran has looked unsteady, and he does so again, especially out of defence. Hal Tran, he's made a meal of a lot of his play out of defence tonight so far. They'll go to the change rooms during the break. David Sarek will have to have firm words with his team. They'll have to recompose. 3-0 is certainly not a scoreline they can't overcome, but they don't have that 1-goal confidence booster yet. And as we said, Adam, Fitzroy always turn it on at the start of the half, and there's another one. Sab Wicket makes it 4-0. 90 seconds remaining. Is it unconquerable now? That's the big question, Adam. What Altona are we going to see in the second half?
Well, it's not a matter of what Altona we're going to see. It's a matter of if we're going to see Altona at all. It's similar to what happened, of course, as I mentioned previously, in their most recent contest. They've looked absolutely lost at sea, and Seb Wicket.
It's again, it came from Hal Tran. Why play the ball across court, across the face of goal, out of defence? Mistakes are made. Wicket gets his second. It's Altona falling apart now.
I can't put the entire blame on Tran on that occasion. On all those awkward passes in the back line, have to point your finger also at Ahmed.
Ahmed has not had a good night.
He hasn't had a decent night, but he's put his teammates under immense pressure. It's not just once or twice, it's happened on numerous occasions.
Tran through the centre, looks for Gulak, stolen here by Nguyen. Ahmed takes a blow to the shin, he's hobbled here. Michael Nguyen, chance to shoot, beautiful ball, Russo! The sniper still not able to get on the scoreboard, and Abdurrahman Ahmed is down, clutching at his upper right shin. Rogan helps him to his feet. But again, you've got the experience of Bezidpour and Pira on the bench. And in the space of, well, since they've been on the bench, they've conceded 2 goals.
Rather poor ones as well, as that's going to be all she wrote for the first half of our first fixture in round 6. It's the Tigers, who in their usual customary selves are bossing the contest. They lead 4-0 against the Altona Knights. We're going to cross to a half-time intermission, have the second half coming shortly.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan 1 jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
Grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding around in a Benzo. Red I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group. the group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches. You can.
Welcome back inside Series Futsal Arena. Fitzroy 4-0 over Altona Knights. And Altona do indeed start with Bezidpour and Yanni Pira both on the court, which hopefully they will remain for most of this half. Sablok also gets the start, as does Natoli. So the experienced 5 on the court to start here for Altona. Bezidpour shoots. Oh, Pira just couldn't get the right boot to it. Inside of the boot, just needed to slide it past the Mad Cat. Natoli, Locke asking for it. Rogan at his heels, and Rogan, lovely timing. Yet to get on the scoreboard, Scott Rogan. You feel that at some stage he will get there. Has certainly played an outstanding game as always. Yanni Pira, lovely work. Bezidpour, 2 on him. Solid challenge though from wicket. Rogan, Robotis. Back to Rogan. Thought about Russo. Now gives it to Cozzy Russo, hugging the line. Russo moves central. Takes a deflection, and Locke will let it right over the left wing. Ball in here for Sablok. No, Fitzroy's ball in. I think Sablok thought it was an Altona ball. It's wicket back to Rogan, out to Russo on the far side. Rogan dashes past Natoli, squares the ball, but didn't have wicket quite where he wanted him, as Fitzroy already threatening for that 5th goal at him.
Well, perhaps David Saric might have heard your comments at the death of that first half in terms of how he's gone in lining up his players for this second. You can see Virupon Daravong warming up, perhaps an anonymous sign as to the goalkeeping ability of Andres Dejado, who has been under some duress this evening. He's certainly had Fitzroy ask a few questions. But Yanni Pira, Michael, has had a couple of chances that he usually would take. In moments and games like these, you simply have to take upon chances which are rather rare to find, as Russo trying to get the better measure of Seb Locke. Rogan back towards Robotis. His pass cut off by Bezidpour. Natoli. Robotis does supremely well. Now wicket. Russo, fine futsal on display. Rogan wheeling away to keep it alive. Absorbs the challenge of Seb Locke, but it's Bezidpour to usher the ball out of play. There might not be a timer on the stream or on the scoreboard present, and we'll look to try to provide updates. Dare I say, a couple of minutes have been played so far.
But already you can see, though, Adam, that it is Pira and Bezidpour who bring the experience, as Rogan unfortunately tried to just steer that one into the lower right corner. Bezidpour makes a move forward. Rogan minding the freight train. Here's Locke. Now, I do wonder if they take Locke off and bring Gulak on and really have a trident of firepower going forward. Russo trying to get past 2. Muscled off the ball by Locke. Stolen here by Yanni Pira. Got to go it alone. Gets past 1. Lovely ball to Natoli. And Natoli lets it down. He had Bezidpour, who holds up his hands and says, "What were you doing, Thomas?" Free kick for Rogan. Altona bench not happy about it. Bezidpour throws his arms up again, says, "Come on, ref." And Rogan a golden opportunity here to try and make it 5-0.
David Saric looking up towards us on commentary to see if we had a better view of such, but quite the view we have of Scott Rogan behind this free kick. You can see Tejada just trying to organise the wall. He's prompt and ready for Flash to let fly, and Flash scores. The angle was there, the pigeonhole was open, and the sharpshooter of Scott Rogan simply did not need an invitation. He arrives to the goal scoring party, converts from the dead ball, and it's 5-0 in this opening round. Fitzroy looking to have yet another statement made. Sure, they've been aware of the recent movement of the Morland Blues, and perhaps it's been their notice, but they're continuing to have their charge upon the competition.
You can't deny brilliance, and as we said, it was only a matter of time before Rogan would find the net. Comes via a little controversial free kick there. Pira tried to feed Bezidpour, wins the ball back to Yanni Pira. Bezidpour, 2-on-1. Lovely back heel to Natoli. Cut out by Rogan, centre court. He's still going Rogan, and it takes Bezapor to close him down. Rogan limping momentarily. May have taken a knock to the ankle there, Rogan. Russo's free through the centre. Cosi Russo shoots and just hits the horizontal. Just Russo. Some unfortunate close attempts from Cosi Russo tonight as Michael Nguyen comes back on for Fitzroy off the volley. Skies it as Nguyen. Tahara long throw. The turn off the volley from Yanni Pira would have been spectacular, but straight into the waiting arms of the Mad Cat. And that one put out by Pira. Side ball Fitzroy. I assume we're about 5 minutes into this second half. And that one given away from Ben Chu. Natoli over the top, Bezapor to Ahmed, who's back on the court. Russo, Nguyen, Chu, high ball. Robotis keeps it in. At the feet of Taharo. Natoli. Aliano to Bezapor. Lovely defense from Nguyen. Now Nguyen through the centre. Hard ball for Chu. Controls it. Tried to square it to Russo. Let's see if Abdurrahman Ahmed can make an impact on this game for Altona. Michael Nguyen always makes an impact. So does this man, Harry Robotis. Chu. Good work from Chu. Lovely ball to Russo. Ahmed plays it to Bezapor. Going to go it alone. And read him well, did Harry Robotis.
The freight train could not depart the station on that occasion. He just had the ball confused, as Russo had no confusion there. Neither did the keeper of Tejado. Palms away for a corner. Chu's looked rather impressive tonight, the youngster. Heavily involved in Fitzroy's youth team, as Russo perhaps tried one of those DeCanio moments. Certainly geared up for it, as it's now Aliano. Ahmed patiently back towards Natoli. Russo not allowing the move to continue. Well, it might have happened before, Michael, but got to always touch on it as I do on a weekly basis. Each time Abdallah picks up the ball, he seems to put his head down and have body movements as if he's going to line up and shoot towards goal. And he won't do it, obviously, every week, but when he does it, you'll know about it for the rest of that season, because he has now scored, I couldn't tell you how many goals, but there's been many moments where the goalkeeper has gone over the top of everybody and found himself on the scoreboard, as he had done in last week's encounter against Pasco Vale. It's a brilliant part of the Mad Cats game. Leaves everyone guessing.
Now again we see Pira and Bezapor both on the bench at the same time. Gulak back on here for Altona. Lovely. Exquisite. But just Chu couldn't arrive in time. Was the right idea from Kevin Lamb. Taharo to Ahmed. Gulak waiting. Here he is, Sinan Gulak. Ahmed dispossessed by Chu. Still Chu. Free kick. No, side ball it is. Ahmed will give it to Taharo. To Ahmed. Down the line to terrible. Given away. Sloppy work there from Abdurrahman Ahmed. And again, Adam, I don't like it. Pira and Bezapor both on the bench at the same time.
Abdur Ahmed, to his credit, although not symbolising tonight's performance, is an asset for Altona. However, he's been left on the team bus as he's not put a foot right. It's done well from the keeper to prevent that low cross, as Lamb, in a previous effort, went unselfish, but would have been rather exquisite if he went solo. And there's Dahado just being brought to the bench by David Saric. It's Virapong Daravong in his place. And the keeper will have possession at his feet as Ahmed. Fruitful idea, but won't have any cigar for his efforts. Kevin Lamb trying to thread the needle towards Russo. It's difficult in these circumstances to really give much adulation towards Altona. They have won the one game, of course, this season, which prevents them from being at the bottom of the summit place in which Western City currently reside in. Can't exactly discuss of a bright spark. It was only that 4-3 victory against Hume in round 2. A match in which had gone their way. Have not seemed to have recovered from that loss against Pasco Vale, as Lamb will be there and he will thunder it in from close range. Daravong, like a deer in headlights, was stranded. Yet another goal for the Tigers, and well, it was beyond doubt previously. Now it's turning into a bit of a spanking.
Look how much space he's got here. Lamb to put the ball in his right boot, feed it into the upper left corner. Not a good start from Daravong, only a couple of minutes on the court for Viv. That one given away by Sinan Gulak as he was trying to pick out Hal Tran. Lamb. They always seem to have so much time on the ball, Fitzroy. Lamb inches over. Altona's ball. There's just no pepper. There's just no gusto about Altona here. Lazy attempt from Sinan Gulak. Gulak complaining about something to Daniel Aliano, who's out on the left side. Natoli may be preparing to come back on. No. Natoli stood up on the sideline and had an empty bottle that he absolutely crashed into the rubbish bin. He's angry about something on the bench here, Thomas Natoli. Don't know if it's just frustration in his whole team tonight, but there seems to be no strategy, no spark in the engine of Altona. Claim for a free kick, and Ahmed says no, not happening. As Adam said, this game is well beyond Altona now. There is no way back. There is only some dignity to maybe bring to the scoreboard should they score 1 or 2 and prevent Fitzroy from scoring any more. Fitzroy do have their main guns on the bench at the moment in Cozzy Russo and Scott Rogan. So if there was a window for Altona, it could be now, but I don't know how they pry that window open, Adam, with Bezapur and Yanni Pira both on the bench.
That's who they simply need to have on court, considering you can't really even call it a weak Fitzroy side that's on court at the moment. They're so well structured, so well drilled, and a man-fitting of a finish is the youngster Ben Chu. You might think they lack quality, considering all their big guns are on the bench, but it's their young guns who make it work regardless. Fine finish, just inside his own half. Keeper unsighted. Reverse finish was the option.
And to rub salt in the wound, they bring Scott Rogan back on.
Not like they need him anyway.
They're going to score more here, Adam. There are more goals coming for Fitzroy. And still Pira and Bezapur on the bench for Altona. Gulak trying to go it alone. Side ball here for Hal Tran. Locke asking for it. Comes to Daravong. Daravong long to Ahmed, off his head. Well,
we've lost count of the scores up here on commentary. We're a little bit
pretty
uncertain.
Sure I think we're at 7, 6 or 7. We do apologise, folks, for the gremlin in the system tonight, but either way, we are getting an entertaining display from Fitzroy as Wicket feeds it across court to Lamb. Lamb, lovely ball to Nguyen. Sliding tackle from Sab Locke. Exquisite timing from Locke. So close down the attack from Nguyen. Short corner, cut out by Gulak. Tran. Nguyen again. Wicket on the far side if he wants him. Leaves it for Rogan. Back to Nguyen. Just bundles over Daravong. Daravong has had a horror show since coming on here about 5 minutes ago, conceding 2, I believe. Rogan to wicket. Robotis back on for Fitzroy. Here he is, Harry. Rogan sells the dummy. Gulak intercepted. Pira back on for Altona. And put out by Harry Robotis.
On that earlier point about Daravong's performance so far, the finishes he's been up against are rather from the top draw, with both players upon those chances having an abundance of time and space. And exactly hasn't been the right representation of his keeping ability yet, but I'm sure he'll have some test as Peter bounces right off Lamb. Still has it within his jurisdiction, had to slide, gets it to Ahmed, who gets his shot away, and despite having the mustard on it, did not have the accuracy required.
Yanni Pira able to control and dispose of the ball with 3 fluoro shirts on him. Amazing.
They call him the magician for some reason. You really need something out the Wizards' wand to get themselves back in the contest. They'll merely be looking for a consolation, but Seb Wicket
Far post.
will inadvertently bundle in an effort dispatched by Russo. Well, they've certainly hit 7th heaven. It could be
We're back.
basking in
8-0.
8 goals now they've scored. Fitzroy.
9-0.
9. Well,
Got away from us. Adam.
got to get some clarification, but there's nothing any more clear than that Fitzroy are hunting down what could be their 5th and historic series futsal title, the 2nd of which for this calendar year. And I'll put the question to you, Michael. You look at how the Blues have recruited. They simply have to find that international prowess to really challenge such a well-oiled machine of those in the fluoro green.
Piran Bezidpour gets past 1, gets past 2. Couldn't get the strike on. Long clearance from Daravong. Mason Abdallah!
He's done it again.
The Mad Cat! It's absolute madness. It is 10-0 Fitzroy. You spoke about it earlier, Adam, and the Mad Cat does it again.
I'm not even surprised at this rate. He doesn't even make it a surprise anymore. He simply does it when he feels.
He's in the wrong sport. He needs an AFL contract, kicking as accurately like that.
The Bombers, I'm sure, will be looking for a key forward, and they might have to look on a serious futsal court here in Thomastown to find an accurate goal scorer.
Oh, dear. That
It's
is
2
amazing.
in 2 weeks from his own half inside his own D. Look, the keeper was out of his goal. He managed to recover and get his position in check, but it still didn't matter. Look at the dip. Look at the finish.
Adam, I believe this is the first timeout we've had all night, and it surprises me that Altona especially haven't called a previous timeout just to curb and slow down Fitzroy's rampaging ways earlier on. It has been a flaccid Altona tonight. It's the best way I can describe it. There's no fuel in the tank. There's no pep in the step. They are flaccid.
They need some Viagra as they return. We cross to a quick timeout break.
I like where your mind goes. I was thinking more like a flag, a flaccid flag, but, you know, it is what it is. Hey, Josh, timeout. We'll be back.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because a futsal player is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or another.
It has been an avalanche to the tune of 10-0. Is there one goal to be had in the final 6 minutes for Altona, or are there more to come from a rampant Fitzroy? Sab Locke. Tom Natoli. Locke charging down the left, squares himself. Look, there it is! That's more like it from the Knights. A beautiful disposal from Thomas Natoli to Sab Locke, who was streaking down the left. Caught on the volley. And that is the Altona Knights we wanted to see all night. They finally step up to the show in the final 6 minutes. What a volley there from Locke. Goal of the night in an 11-goal match.
Arguably, the two most impressive players in this Altona outfit had combined for that goal. And Seb Locke, off the fly, mind you, he's a big man, but to get his feet settled and in that order, to get his shot away beyond Abdallah, quite the effort. Quite the consolation it might prove to be for Altona. A bright spark in what has been rather a bleak performance. But that is more like it, as you mentioned, Michael, as Lamb has his free kick parried away by Daravong, who remains a little bit uncertain of the trajectory of the ball. And a quick glance to our goal tally for the season so far, it is Morland Blues at the top of the summit, who are their on-goal difference, of course, having 4 goals greater on 15 in comparison to 11 for Fitzroy. Perhaps, Michael, the reason why the Tigers this evening came out with a real means to play. They want to get back at the top of the table. It's expected that Morland do get the job done. Of course, you don't want to perhaps preempt anything or discredit the valiance of Pasco Vale. It will be quite an interesting game. But, dare I say, the performance we're seeing tonight from Fitzroy is fueled on the fact of, well, wanting to cement themselves at the top of the table on score difference.
Abdallah trying to find a second. Wonderful performance tonight from Fitzroy. Absolute dominance, but the goal of the night again, the vision from Natoli, that run by Locke, the way he timed it, the way Natoli picked him out with a perfectly placed long ball from inside the defensive D. And then Locke turning on the volley to put 1 goal in the back of the net for Altona. Good ball to Robotis, just a little too much starch on it though from the Mad Cat. Still side ball for Harry. Trying to square it to Chu. Daravong, underarm throw. Pira couldn't get it to sit down. You feel Yanni Pira could have got at least 2 goals tonight, Adam.
That was a gleaming opportunity for the Magician. It was a great up and over helicopter ball from Daravong, and well, Yanni Pira, I think he was looking to take the top of the net off with the finish. Perhaps it might not have set up the way in which he would have anticipated, but yet again, didn't need much contact from the close distance, and he might have, in the crossfires, caught Abdallah. You can see it was gingerly getting back to his feet, the Mad Cat, so that's 2 of his 9 lives gone as Pira. His cross will come off the chest of Nguyen. Lets it roll for Chu, had it caught behind him. Now Yanni Pira, isolated on his own, absorbs the tackle. That was from behind, of course, from the arriving Ben Chu, and well, the effort just goes wide as Pasco Vale have arrived in numbers, having a quick glance, of course, as to what's occurring here, as is our Commissioner Joe, who resides at the back of Mazen Abdallah's goal. 4 minutes and 5 seconds. We're in stoppage time, the red zone. We have entered, and well, the contest has certainly been all wrapped up. It's just a matter of not how, but when, and perhaps for Altona, could they find another moment of consolation?
Our feature game of the fixture, Morland versus Pasco Vale up next. Another one here for Fitzroy, should have been number 11. And Michael Nguyen will be kicking himself that he missed that. Golden opportunity to Nguyen to slot it past Daravong. But again, 8:15 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, Morland versus Pasco Vale. It is now only about 20 minutes away, wherever you're watching around the world. Make yourself a coffee, put the popcorn on the stove and get ready for fireworks. As Bezapur exits the court and back on comes this man, Big Sinan Gulak. Threads it through to Hao Tran, gets away from Tran. As the other Vietnamese connection goes off, Michael Nguyen, and back on comes Scott Rogan. Mazen Abdallah, long to Rogan. Rogan header, tried to steer it to Chu. Right idea from Rogan. Not often you see Scotty use his head like that. Ahmed to Aliano. Blocked by Chu. Side ball Altona. Aliano. Tran. Russo hacking away at Tran's ankles. Gulak. Aliano. Ahmed. Aliano. Russo. Stolen by Sinan Gulak. Tried to lift it off his right boot. Didn't have the confidence off his left. Rogan to Russo. Rogan again. Where does he go? Scotty Rogan cuts to centre court. Feeds it to Lamb. Lamb gets to centre court off his right boot. Good work here from Aliano. Can he square it to Gulak? And Rogan read him like a newspaper. Tran. Aliano turns, can't get past Rogan again. Free kick, says the referee. Rogan says, what for? Ref reaches into the pocket, is going to issue a card. A card for Russo, or a card for Rogan. I think it's for Rogan for remonstrating with the referee.
Yet another chance for the Knights to have some form of consolation. Durman Ahmed behind the free kick, and he certainly has been making headlines this evening for all the wrong reasons. He has put his teammates under some duress in their defensive half, but he has a chance from the dead ball to showcase what he's got off the deflection. Bullfight, and yet another consolation for the Knights. Had intent upon the delivery just inside his own half. And Kevin Lamb at the wrong place at the right time. Inadvertently gets in the way, which just deviated the ball away from the Mad Cat, who has conceded twice on this occasion. Deep inside this contest, it's Kevin Lamb who's let it roll for Russo. And it's the sniper who had all the composure from very close range. Kevin Lamb makes amends for his mistake at the previous end, nearly seconds from it occurring. And, well, it's been a massive blowout, and a 9-goal lead has been reinstated.
How Tran gets past Chu, steers it to Ahmed, but far too much on that ball from Hal Tran. Robotis back on for Fitzroy. Lift over the top from Rogan. Robotis off his head. Trying to pull it back for Sab Wicket. Once again, folks, Morland versus Pasco Vale up next in about 15, 17 minutes' time. Our feature match of the evening, round 6 series futsal. Robotis corner, short to Russo. Can he find a brace before the end of time? That was Russo's first before, right, Adam? Or was it his second? I think it was Russo's first of the night. No, maybe second already.
Might have been his second.
Brace already.
Yes.
So looking for a hat-trick now, Cosi Russo.
He had one very early on in the contest.
Of course, the first couple of goals came from Robotis that started the avalanche. Rogan looking for Robotis. Ahmed looking for his second. Beaten out by Russo and Robotis. Here's Rogan. Wicket. Hits the upright Sab Wicket. Again, that hive mind from Fitzroy. All their ducks flying in the same direction here. Fitzroy, led by the masterful Scott Rogan. Daravong to Tran. Tran gets past Rogan, and that's a goal. That is lovely. Well, two of the weakest players from tonight, Tran and Ahmed, combining to score a third for Altona.
An unlikely duo that have had a moment to savour in this contest. It's always an honour to have scored against an outlet like Fitzroy, and it's well done from Chu to control the ball that was lofted towards him.
Well, to beat Rogan, what a confidence boost for young Hal Tran.
Certainly after performance that hasn't had too many bright moments within it, that will certainly be the brightest of the lot, dare I say, for both himself and his entire contingency, or contingent of the Knights. And, well, the full onus now is on anticipation in our next contest. I simply cannot wait for it, Michael. Pasco Vale last week had really made Fitzroy play their best futsal. All considered that they were trailing by 3 goals to the championship winners. And Morland might have acquired all the professional Indonesian talent on offer. But that contest will certainly be something to savour, as Fitzroy have been issued 5 fouls. Altona conceding the free kick. They're on 4. But it's going to change much to the complexion of the contest. But another dead ball lies in the wake of the Tigers. It's Russo and Rogan who stand before it. They have converted, of course, from the dead ball so far in this contest. Daravong trying to get his wall in order as Russo right into the mid-grip of the keeper. And now Ahmed might be in behind. Look at them all swarm towards the Knight, who continues his run.
Where was this play earlier on? Where was this play in the first half from Ahmed and Hal Tran?
Well, you'd assume that the game's opened up. Fitzroy know the game's finished. They're not too fussed if they're going to concede more, but
Ahmed again.
He's lifted, hasn't he?
Yes.
He's come alive right when the game has
and
been pretty
Tran
much
as well.
put to bed. Yeah. As Locke tries his luck, but if he hit the nail on the head there, it's Ahmed, who's been in all the right places when the contest has not really been, there's nothing to really play for at the moment, and you might have to question the management. You mentioned recently the timeouts and how they were allocated. When it was 2-0, where was this motivation when the scoreline's a lot more attainable? There's still a lot to play for. I understand it's Fitzroy and they're arguably the best team, dare I say, in the country. But if you've got the outlets in which have been displayed when the contest isn't up for grabs anymore, perhaps better management could have been the difference. So we won't know on this occasion, but going forward in the next fixture, might be something to keep your eye on, as Rogan couldn't find shape with a free kick, and both sides are tied at 5 fouls apiece. Might be a chance for either of them in the last 30 seconds to have a chance from the dead ball.
Under half a minute remains. Ahmed and Tran. Natoli. Gulak off his right. Takes a deflection. It will be an Altona ball. Corner indeed for Ahmed. Lift over the top for Sinan Gulak. Out off the boot of Rogan. No, it's going to be a Fitzroy side ball, so it must have taken a little touch on its way out. Wicket down the line. Misread there by Robotis. Big win here for Fitzroy as far as their goal difference goes. Sending a message to everyone else in the league that once again they are the team to beat. Rogan has had a wonderful game. So too this young man, Chu. Chu coming through. Just couldn't slide it on the outside of his right boot. Robotis, can he find the hat trick? It's Sab Wicket who does. Right on the buzzer. 12-3 is the final score as Fitzroy absolutely piece apart Altona Knights. Folks, don't go anywhere because coming up next in our round 6 fixtures, our match of the night will be Pasco Vale and Morland.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan 1 jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
We're joined by the teenage star of Fitzroy, Ben Chu. Ben, congratulations, mate, on a big win for Fitzroy and a great game from you as well.
Thank you.
Mate, at what stage in that thumping did you know that you had Altona's number tonight? Was it early on when you were like 2-0 up, or did it take a little longer than that?
Well, early on, I figured we got comfortable pretty quickly, obviously the early goals, but we said to ourselves, you know, even with the lead, we want to really put it away early, you know. It only takes a couple goals to get back into the game, so yeah. Just figured keep the foot down and don't let him get any chance.
From what you saw in the midst of the action, what would you have done differently if you were in charge of Altona tonight? What did they do wrong, do you believe, that led them to getting such a shellacking?
Well, obviously they were a good unit, you know. Did the simple things well, a couple good plays on the ball, but I think just as a team ourselves, we, you know, we had a plan, we shut them down really well, and yeah, it worked pretty well. So can't really say much on their part.
How much now do you guys go back to the dressing room, get dressed, and keep an eye on this next game between Morland and Pasco Vale?
Yeah, it's obviously a pretty big game. Good players either side, but we know that we can only do what we can do. So obviously keep an eye on the game, obviously affects us, but we know that it's in our hands to, get the result.
Ben, go enjoy the rest of your night, mate. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Ben Chu. Congrats to Fitzroy. Folks, stick around. Morland versus Pasco Vale up next.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard, and maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a benzo. Ready to I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive. But look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone.
Welcome inside Series Futsal Arena in Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to round 6 of Series Futsal action. Michael Chevello, Adam Palombi with you. And this is our main fixture of the evening. A big crowd inside Series Futsal Arena as Morland with the Indonesian superstars, the trident of Wende Brianik, Evan Sumalina and Samuel Amos take to the court alongside the superstars like Andre Caro, Lucas Cassin, Kevin Dos Santos, Jose Pepfilio and many more for Morland take on the mighty Pasco Vale. Let's run you through the team sheets quickly. First of all, for Pasco Vale, Lucas Faz, number 10, Albion Chachi, number 12, Joaquin Jimenez, number 4, Vinicius Fonseca wears number 7, Alfonso Mesquita wearing 14, Chavinan, number 6, Jorge Arturo Diaz, the Raging Bull, number 20, João da Silva, number 9, the great Javaro Nepomuceno, the Curaçao International, former Champions League player, number 11, and Felipe Blay, number 1. Adam, run us through the mighty team in black, mighty Morland with the Indonesian contingent.
Well, the Black Steel players have yet another guest appearance to make in the Series Futsal ranks. Wendy Brianik, Samuel Amos and Evan Salmilena all take to the court yet again. Of course, they're joined by the likes of Lucas Cassin, Ibrahim Hayabi, the goalkeeper, Jose Silva, Kevin Dos Santos will wear the captain's armband, Andre Caro, a man synonymous with futsal, he's the doctor. And Robson de Souza, the powerful Brazilian, all on court for what is to be quite a contest. You cast your mind back to last week where Pasco Vale rudded the feathers of the Tigers, leading by 3 goals at half-time. Of course, Fitzroy in their customary selves turned the tide and got the job done, but the complexion surrounding this contest is rather supreme and we're very excited and anticipating the beginning of it. And well, I cannot wait, Michael. I cannot wait for what we're going to see.
Wherever you're watching around the world, folks, let us know your thoughts on the live YouTube chat. We'll be monitoring it throughout the game. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll give you a shout out on our broadcast. We are live worldwide from Melbourne, Australia, the sporting capital of the world. And a great crowd inside Series Futsal Arena as mighty Morland showdown with Pasco Vale. Pasco Vale in the white, Morland in the black. Look out for Javaro Nepomuceno, a man capable of flights of fantasy on the ball. The Curaçao International, World Series Futsal superstar, former Champions League representative, and now, of course, Series Futsal megastar. Nepomuceno, number 11 for Pasco Vale. Look out for the genius, the Dr. Andre Caro for Morland, number 10. A man who is the metronome, who can control play. Here he is, Caro. Feeds it out to the workhorse, Dos Santos. Early attempt on goal from Robson de Souza. The South Americans, the Brazilians combining there. Dos Santos and de Souza. Out of defense, Pasco Vale through number 20. The Raging Bull, Arturo Diaz. Looking good in the Pasco Vale shirt, Arturo Diaz. Transferring from Fitzroy, of course. Caro wins the ball nicely to Souza. Bumped off it, and a free kick paid here to Morland.
De Souza on that occasion, just absorbing the press from Esqueta. and just earning the foul for the Blues. So they try to get things moving early on. It's Cardo in possession. Dos Santos, the doctor, looking to try prescribe that killer pass forward. See the shape from Pasco Vale being held rather tight as Blay was called upon on that attacking scenario and was able to wash the ball away from Robson de Souza, who was lurking with intent. Milton Sakos having quite the watchful eye in his usual customary self on his touchline. Maurizio Novak was rather outspoken last week. He felt as if he'd knocked off their long-time rivals of Fitzroy at one stage. Giovanni Nepomuceno was certainly heavily involved in that contest as Misqueta nearly round a couple of Morland shirts. Who's going to strike first, Michael? Who's going to land that first killer blow?
You can feel the intensity. You can sense the electricity inside Ceres Futsal Arena. Oh, palm to the jaw. Nepomuceno claiming a right cross. Smack bang on the kisser, and a free kick earned for the Curaçao International. But this is one of the finest crowds we've seen in Ceres Futsal in recent times. They've turned out for this blockbuster fixture, and we are all awaiting to see what impact Ik, Sumalina and Amos, the Indonesian triumvirate, can make tonight. Can't get it to sit down. That one blasted over the top from Mosquito, who's been busy early on for Pasco Vale, then number 14. Andre Caro. Pep Filio. Dos Santos. Cross court to Caro. De Souza. KDS turns. Nepomuceno 2-on-2. Lovely ball. Nepomuceno down the right side and a lovely slide. Beautiful reaction time from Morland to put the ball out of play. Nepomuceno ball in. Mosquito back to Nepomuceno. Chance again. Mosquito off the left. Just sizzles to the outside of the left upright there. Pasco Vale trying to harass the Morland goal early here.
Not visible on the screen, but it was the Pasco Vale bench who certainly were adulating the effort on goal, which was narrowly just evasive of finding what could have been the opening goal. Heabi been called upon early. It's Nepomuceno. Shifts it out wide. Back to Javado. Esqueta. Nepomuceno, bit of party tricks on display early on. Heabi off his line to just take the sting out of the play. As you can see, the Black Steel Papua custodians all ready to take to court along with Lucas Casinas. De Souza been lively early on defensively. Offensively just nullified by Nguyen on that occasion. It's a final, this contest. It's got that finals feel, that finals tension surrounding it. It might be visible on your screen, certainly tangible in the Ceres Futsal Arena as KDS sent to the ground right in front of Maurizio Novak, and Misqueta will take charge momentarily as Philo just gets in the way. And lets his counter number just know of his presence. There was Philo and Misqueta. Nepomuceno with a ball roll. Can't guess what he's going to do. Nguyen, the Raging Bull had a snapshot, might have a second attempt. Heabi had to get low. There was a lot of time for the Raging Bull to let fly. It's Pasco Vale asking questions early, and it's Wendy Brian Eck who takes to court for the Morland Blues.
Pasco Vale, Nepomuceno. Nguyen. Diaz, Nepomuceno versus KDS. Lovely pass, snaps it to Arturo Diaz, throws it through to Nguyen, and booted out of play by Robson de Souza. The Brazilians on fire early for Morland. You can see Caro directing traffic, marshalling his defense here. Mesquita, put out by Dos Santos. Big hello to all of our Indonesian viewers watching around Indonesia from Jakarta to Bali and beyond. As Mosquito looks to get a hold of that one on his right boot. He has been the prime weapon so far. Alfonso Mosquito for Pasco Vale. Nepomuceno drives it out wide, tries to pull it back. Mosquito again. Caro. Good save from Felipe Blay. Off the volley! De Souza into the backside of Newitt. You had Wendy Bryan-Ick charging through the D. Now positioning himself in the centre line. Simulina on. Ick. Off of Diaz will be a side ball here for Morland to be taken by Wendy Bryan-Ick. Simulina in close, asking for it. Simulina back to Ick. Referee says can't do that. And ball's going to come back to the side here. Simulina again asking for the ball. This time threaded to Caro. Takes a deflection off Nepomuceno to Santos to Caro. Out to Simulina. Simulina tries to stroke it into the bottom left corner. Not working though for the Indonesian megastar.
In last week's contest, something not going according to the script. He was denied from the spot on 3 occasions by a courageous Kaladatic. His AFL background just proving to have the courage required against the talisman of Sol Milena. He did manage to find the scoreboard, of course, within that win against Hume. As this man, as Bryan-Ick had real shape, but diving was the keeper of Blay, who was not going to arrive, but he was lucky he got his angles covered on that occasion. As Ick in possession, through the gates it will go. Amos, the hat-trick hero of last week. The raging ball will step inside. Bryan-Ick will let fly. Deviating ball, and Blay, a man quite informed despite last week's scoreline going the opposite way, was able to prevent that from having any tangible effect on the scoreboard. Sol Milena with some intent, he's lurking. He might receive possession. Couldn't go around his opposite number of Yael da Silva. I have to add 10 more to get there as Dos Santos. Wendy Bryan-Ick. Sol Milena with a spin, gets his shot away. Nearly right off the futsal court from the Professional Futsal League in Indonesia, where he not just resides but relishes within. In similar fashion to the goal he scored last week from close range following a spin as Nepomuceno. No look pass cross court. Fine turn, Sol Milena sends his man of Arn to the ground. Free kick for Pasco Vale, and they might just blink first.
What an international team. Morland fielding 3 Indonesians, a Brazilian and a Somalian on the court at the moment for Morland. The Somalian, of course, the skyscraper in goal, Ibrahim Habib, who will be called upon here to defend this free kick. Coming at Habib from his right as he positions his pawns here and stretches those albatross wings. Makes himself big enough. Habib does the trick. Spills to Nepomuceno. One back by Morland. Kevin Dos Santos. Simulina positions himself top of the D, waiting for the ball. Can they find him? Simulina turns. Simulina shoots. Just snuck around the back of the net there from Simulina.
That's what he likes to do. He mentioned that in the pre-game. He likes to just lurk before making his way central. He likes to start out wide and drift across, and it nearly paid full dividends there for the Blues.
2-on-1. Nepomuceno wins the ball, stolen back through the centre. Here come Morland again. Beautiful work, twisting and turning Ick. Ick again. Trying to squeeze it between 2. Nepomuceno got to go on his own. Ran into a sea of black. Nepomuceno plays the ball back here to Fonseca. Nepomuceno. Fonseca. Good movement from Pasco Vale. Can they keep a hold of it? No, they can't. Given away there by João da Silva. Change made for Pasco Vale. Nepomuceno takes a break. Dos Santos. Still with the 3 Indonesian stars on court here. Dos Santos. Simulina calling for it on the left side. They shoot out to the right side instead. Halfway line. Kevin Dos Santos. Lovely. Sumalina couldn't get the right boot to it. The steal here from Pasco Vale. Little shoulder bump from De Santos. Can get physical when he wants to, KDS, and he goes off, and on comes Andre Caro, the genius, back on the court for Morland. The chief string puller. The man who juggles the Morland marionette. Andre Caro. Free kick from the halfway line. Spills out of play for a Morland ball. Caro brings it in. Sumalina being guarded by Fonseca. Now Fonseca's left him alone. The Indonesians commanding again. Caro. Sumalina. Amos asking for it on the right side. Sumalina holds up play. Lovely ball. Here's Ick. Here's Amos. Amos tried to find Caro, who is waiting by the goal line. Amos looks to win the ball back. Caro does well. Ick. Sumalina. Gonna thump it. Tries to go past. Sumalina still has a crack, but the ball beat him out of play. He has a harpoon in his right boot. Does Sumalina.
You mentioned the doctor having strings to pull. He's got 3 professional futsal players to provide passes towards in a more advanced area.
Credit though here, Adam, with more than a half of the first half already gone past, and they haven't scored yet. Morland, Pasco Vale are holding their own particularly well. And with Nepa Messina off at the moment.
They're certainly here to play, and that effort might have been dipping towards Hayabi, but the championship winners certainly with a point to prove. Continuing with last week's momentum built against the Tigers, Maurizio Novak just trying to continue that same vein as Amos. Here's Ick. Samilena being held by Finesca. A deep side possession for Andrea Caro to have within his jurisdiction. 9:30 remaining, scores locked at 0-0 with either side yet to score. You held your breath when Samilena wanted to let fly and, well,
tried to send that one back to Jakarta.
If you're watching from Jakarta, you might look outside, and if the net wasn't there, you might be having a ball come towards your front door. As Arn with a couple of step overs. Caro. That's why they might call him the doctor. He knew exactly the movements of Shavin Arn on that occasion. Now Amos. Samilena in a wide area. Amos will step inside. And Samilena will flick in so casually right in front of the goalkeeper who made himself large. Blay could simply do nothing about it. Instinctive from Evan Samilena, who opens the scoring for Morland Blues. Quite the move in which they cap off with their talisman.
Samilena takes a well-earned break. Back on comes Robson de Souza. 1-0 Morland. Feel this crowd tonight is rooting for Pasco Vale to defeat Morland here, as a little bump off the ball from Caro. Surgical precision, befitting a man who is nicknamed the Doctor. Side ball for Pasco Vale. 8 minutes remains in what has been a watertight game. Habe makes himself large again, spreading those wings. Lovely sliding tackle there from Fonseca. Fonseca centres himself and scores! And there it is! Vinicius Fonseca makes it 1-1, and this large crowd responds. They are behind Pasco Vale in Series Futsal Arena. Game on!
That is utterly brilliant from Vinicius Fonseca. Simply took the game upon his own jurisdiction, earned his own ball, got round a couple of Morland Blues shirts, got the ball back. Hayabi at the equation. It was simply too close in front of him to make any form of save. That's what made to equalise, and Pasco Vale, Michael, are here to play.
Caro long over the top for Robson de Souza. Couldn't keep it in play. Side ball for João da Silva. Back for Fonseca. Adrenaline coursing through the Pasco Vale veins right now. Fonseca can't get past Pep Filio. Side ball again for Pasco Vale. Short ball. Fonseca. Just cut out by Filio. Both benches very animated. I'm surprised that Pasco Vale haven't brought Diaz back into the mix. Good pass. João da Silva. Cut out by Pep Filio. Caro clears it. Had a sea of white bearing down on him there, Andre Caro. 6:10 remains. Haven't seen a timeout yet called in this half. Fonseca tiptoes forward. Fonseca again, the goal scorer for Pasco Vale. Good short ball. João da Silva instrumental in disposing from the defence. Caro puts it out of play. João da Silva moves forward. Will they try and pick him out here? Da Silva, Fonseca. Da Silva look to move it into the path of Chavinan.
There's such an intensity to the contest. Andre Caro, on a couple of occasions, it's foreign, but has looked uncertain on the ball. And that's demonstrated in that clearance he was forced to make, which hit the roof. Pasco Vale certainly asking questions, and with the crowd on their side in this intimate Series Futsal arena, you feel like they have the makings to hit the front. Of course, Javada Nepomuceno still resides on the bench, but without him, they still look rather damaging. Fonseca has been leading that brigade. This play moves from the wide area back to a more central Da Silva, forced the across court. Now Fonseca. Wide pass out wide, patient is hard. Caro earned his own ball and bounced it off his opponent to have it within his jurisdiction from the side. Dos Santos back on court, the captain. Filo back towards Caro. You can see Robson de Souza. Similar to the way in which Salmonena goes about it in trying to find the reverse pass, but Michael Ciaris will acknowledge the timeout called upon by Maurizio Novak, whose side are locked in at a 1-1 stalemate against the Morland Blues. We'll cut to a short timeout intermission.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia.
Welcome back inside Series Futsal Arena. Under 5 minutes to the half-time break, and we are deadlocked at 1 goal apiece between Pasco Vale and Morland. Evan Sumalina scoring for Morland. Kevin Dos Santos turns on the burners and well cut out by Nepomuceno. Pep Filio. Caro. Sumalina being guarded by Fonseca. Caro, great save from Blade. Dos Santos! Kevin Dos Santos scores, and it's 2-1 Morland. You cannot deny Kevin Dos Santos. KDS, the right man in the right place at the right time.
Andre Caro does not usually let fly, especially from downtown. Blay had to simply get his hands onto the effort, which was rather central, but instinctive. KDS to reinstore a lead for the Blues. Pasco Vale can't be too deterred by what they've experienced there, considering they're playing rather well. Nepomuceno back on court to try to turn the tide, as Fonseca will have play within his own wrath. Nepomuceno now confronting Caro, getting a snapshot away. Dos Santos intervening momentarily. Sal Milena really trying to make his captain earn possession, and you got to admire the celebration from Kevin Dos Santos. A real flex towards the camera. Ominous message perhaps at Morland are still looking to flex their muscles as Nepomuceno's making a run, turning attempt. They claim a handball. Play continues. It bounces off the post and into the wrath of Ayabi. Agonisingly close with Pasco Vale from an equaliser. Cardle, desperate attempt of finding a forward player of Sal Milena. The Raging Bull underneath it. Arn spinning towards Nepomuceno. He bullies the Doctor off the ball. Fine strength showcased by Javado at the expense of a corner. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. The crowd attentive. Great feel to this contest. The Raging Bull will have a corner. Can they find their equaliser? Nepomuceno back towards the Raging Bull. Give and go between the two. Cross-court pass to Fonseca. Santos not blinking. Fonseca firing, and Ayabi routinely claiming. Wanted the long option. Nepomuceno nearly inadvertently into his own goal. Took no chances at the expense of a corner. So players transitioned in favour of the Blues. Can they double their advantage heading into the half-time break? Milton Sakos shouting across some words of affirmation as Brynick thought he'd catch it on the fly, and well, Jakarta might be too short of a destination. It had its tickets all the way to Thailand.
Side ball here for Nepomuceno to Fonseca, arguably the player of the half so far. Vinicius Fonseca trying to get past Sumalina. Fonseca still squares the ball. Sumalina on the break. Well, he had his compatriot tearing down the right side. Chose to go alone though, Sumalina. All three Indonesians on the court again for Morland. Nepomuceno, good ball out to Arn. Just oversteps it though. Side ball now for Ick. Dos Santos, Ick. Sumalina. Ick again. Amos. Sumalina. Looking for his second. Well tailed though. Been a wonderful half for Vinicius Fonseca. Dos Santos lets it ride. Final 20 seconds of the half. Morland will go to the change room with a slight lead. We are going to be in for an exhilarating second half. Sumalina off the chest. Blay wise to it. And at half-time from Sirius Futsal Arena in Melbourne, Australia, it is Morland 2, Pasco Vale 1. We'll be right back after the half-time.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a benzo. Ready to I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Welcome back inside Series Futsal Arena, Melbourne, Australia. Michael Chiavello, Adam Palombi with you as the great man Evan Sumalina to kick off the second half in which Morland lead 2-1. All three Indonesian stars to start the second half along with Dos Santos. And of course the Somalian skyscraper Ibrahim Haibi in goal for Morland. Dos Santos. Amos, Sumalina, Ick, spills nicely to Ick. Mesquita had a wonderful opening to the game, did Alfonso Mesquita. Diaz, Fonseca, for mine maybe the best player in the first half, Vinicius Fonseca. Still with the ball here. Good challenge from Wendy Bryan-Ick. Fonseca. Diaz asking for it, receives it, the Raging Bull, lobs it over the top. Mesquita couldn't bring it under control. Amos, lovely. Intercepted by Fonseca before it could get there. Amos with the challenge. Semolina can't get the ball to sit down. Inches over the crossbar there from Evan Semolina, looking for his second.
For some reason, you could tell just before he got his shot away, he opted to use the side foot. He felt as if that had the makings for a volley flush. Not that the commentators know how to play futsal as well as Evan Semolina, but just a slight observation as that's a great flick pass towards a huge opportunity in which the man, Fonseca, you'd feel would be the player to take it. It was a great ball to find him on that far side. What a way to equalise it would have been for Pasco Vale. And right before the half had started, you could hear Murito Novak and his side rally in their team talk. It was a major shout from them, showcasing their intent in this second half. They certainly have belief. As Amos, here's Semolina, back towards his Black Steel Papua teammate. Brian Ick, patient, Dos Santos. Semolina trying to absorb the play, and Esqueta just alerting Black Steel Papua custodian of his presence. Brian Ick couldn't go through the gates in Ewan. And Hayabi will have to pick things up. He dispatches to no avail. Fonseca trying to get the angle. It comes off. It might have come off a Pasco, Morland shirt, but it will be the Blues ball. As Mesqueta cuts it off nicely. Brian Ick trying to just compact the play, and they've forced the turnover, which the Blues will try build something from. Ick being lively, wheeling away. Semolina lets it roll. Dos Santos might have time to get his angles right, and Blay wasn't too bothered by the movement of the ball. It was only truly across the face of his goal. Nothing threatening for the meantime. Possession just trading hands in a rather fluent way as Mesqueta couldn't open things up for the Raging Bull. Semolina trying to use his body, and Ewan have it stolen from behind him. It will be Morland's ball with Brian Ick coming across to take. Semolina back to Brian Ick. He steps inside. Ewan hits the deck. Semolina with a cheeky chip. It's off the line. And the follow-up will evade the keeper. The keeper might have been beaten, but Fonseca wasn't. And Semolina, he's known for that craftiness in front of goal. He tried to divert it away from the keeper with a chip, and in doing so, had him beaten, but not Fonseca, as Neil will run out of court. It's fine complexion to the contest, Michael. It's trading hands in possession at the moment. Amos will try to find something tangible. He's confronted by the Raging Bull, who slides. Blay gets in the way. Esqueta tries to go across court towards Newen. Now Hayabi. Amos. Dos Santos, he's back turned towards his forward area. Amos facing the right way. Here's Ick. Dos Santos. Amos combining with Dos Santos once more. Waits the movement of Semolina. Cross towards Ick. They're building the Blues, trying to find some more prime real estate. Ick steps inside, gears up towards goal. The Raging Bull in the way. He looks to set sails beyond Ick, but not Dos Santos, who turns play over, and Newen's shot goes right into Amos. A hotly contested ball at the moment, trading hands at both sides. Not much respite for either side in possession.
Pamphilio makes a return as Ick takes a break for Morland. Fonseca has been simply outstanding. Filio fouled. And a chance as a yellow card is issued to Vinicius Fonseca.
Commentators curse perhaps there, Michael, on your man mentioned.
Yeah, first real mistake he's made tonight, Fonseca. Of course, he was the man who saved the potential goal a few minutes ago. But now conceding a free kick to the dangerous Evan Semolina. Semolina, will he go direct here? He could feed it out. He's also got Cassin waiting for it. Semolina goes direct to Felipe Blay. Denies him. Lovely save from Blay. Semolina with a harpoon off the right boot. And now the corner for Morland. Dos Santos wants it. It's Sumalina again who launches the heavy artillery. A paint scraper on that occasion, but unable to find his second Sumalina. Fonseca, Diaz, Fonseca. Arturo has a look, feeds it out to Mesquita. Diaz. The South Americans combining here for Pasco Vale. The Colombian feeds it out wide again. Mesquita. Fonseca. Still Fonseca. And the foul, this time won by Pasco Vale. A nail-biting affair, 2-1 Morland, as Amos comes back on the court, replacing Casson. Diaz distributes to Nepomuceno, the Curacao superstar back on. Petfilio twisting and turning like a little eel and wins himself a free kick. In prime range again for Morland. And Wallaby Sumalina who steps up once more. It may be a thunder bastard from Evan Sumalina. Red card! Mesquita's gone! Mesquita is gone. He is off. He is out of this game. No, it's Nepomuceno. It's Nepomuceno, Pasco Vale's #1 player, who is sent walking. And as he goes backstage, we see signage fall. He's pounded signage in anger. Nepomuceno, he is gone. He's out of here. That is a huge blow for Pasco Vale. They're down to 4 players momentarily. This is troubled times for Pasco Vale.
You could see Milton Sakos lead the brigade, lead the complaints towards the commissioner just by his side. It was a tactical foul from Nepomuceno, but he was the last man, hence he's been sent his marching orders. And Pasco Vale have had the wind taken right out of their sails. They have 2 minutes to withstand the extra man of the Morland Blues, or do they concede and have a 2-goal lead to chase with all players on the court? But Giovanni Nepomuceno not a part of that attacking artillery for them to dispose of. As Samilena, you can see that the Blues will look to remain patient. They're up in arms on the bench. Pasco Vale getting rather just physically imposing. No foul awarded on that occasion. As the ball goes out of play, they have the numbers, the Blues. They're not really making them useful at the moment, not to their advantage. Look at, I'm sure you might hear that on the ambience audio. Milton Sakos, the Morland manager, is absolutely vocal. He senses blood and perhaps the chance for his side to have their greatest advantage so far in the contest. Azik. Numbers plentiful for the Blues. Cardo. Philo back towards Samilena. Cardo, they're trying to make the extra man work. Samilena gets it back from Cardo. Rucio Novak just trying to keep his team shape. He's animated in his own right. It falls to Cardo. It hits the bar. Sakos in disbelief. Novak will issue a timeout. A very tense battle in Thomastown on this Friday night for round 6. Don't move anywhere. We're crossing to a short timeout intermission.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Back inside Series Futsal Arena, Michael Chevello, Adam Palombi with you, and controversy abounds in this round 6 fixture. The Curaçao International Pasco Vale's #1 star, Javaro Nepomuceno, is gone from the game, given his marching orders. Pasco Vale without their superstar and still reduced to 4 players momentarily. They must not allow Morland to open this window and score a 3rd goal. Ball in the hands of Felipe Blay. Blay throws long. Fonseca, Caro at his back. Caro, little nudge in the back, and side ball here for Fonseca. It's going to be a free kick, actually. Fonseca's got options. Diaz is alone, edge of the D. Caro sees him now. Far post here for Arturo Diaz. Haybiel lets the wings stretch out. Fonseca goes direct. Diaz chips once, chips twice. Hacks away at the ball. Arturo Diaz just couldn't find a way past Andre Caro. Former teammates. Fonseca. Ick at his back. Well done by Ick. Fonseca wins a side ball. Diaz says, leave it to me, Vinicius. The Colombian. Now Fonseca. He's fouled. No, he's not, says the referee. Side ball to go the way of Amos. Ick calling for it on the far side. Sumalina wants it as well. Diaz is marking Evan Sumalina. Quick mop of the court as Amos takes a look around. He's got Caro to his right as well. Inside the defensive D. Caro sees Ick off to his right. Sumalina says, give it to Ick cross court. And that's where Amos goes, to Ick. Ick vs Vinicius. Good coverage from Vinicius. Fonseca back to Amos on the left side. Still a long time to go, 13.5 minutes, 2-1 Morland. Stabbing pass cross court to Caro, down to Sumalina. Diaz did well using his tremendous experience, Arturo Diaz, to cover Evan Sumalina. Sumalina scored the first goal for Morland tonight. Diaz, good ball to Fonseca. Fonseca trying to get past Caro. Diaz, lovely ball. Just over the top. It was a terrific pullback from Chavinan. Fonseca threatening again.
How about the incisive pass from down court? Brilliant to unlock the Morland Blues. Pasco Vale still showcasing that despite without Nepomuceno, they've got some intent going forward. The crowd had lofted all in unison and that half chance, which was rather crafty from Paco. As the raging bull to Fonseca, Jimenez. Up towards Fonseca, they try to work themselves out of a jam. Jimenez, evading a couple of shirts, does nicely. Fonseca. Chance was there. It opened up for Ran, who tried to skewer the ball beyond Hayabi. Half chance at that, but was still quite prominent as Ick. For Santos an option. Amos out wide, dispossessed. Chance here for Pasco Vale. They've hit the bar. Fonseca agonisingly close at the other end. Dos Santos. He chips towards Brian Ick, who makes it 3-1 for the Blues. Classic counter-attacking futsal. Agony at one end, full delight at the other. The Blues in prime position. They get their photo finish. They make it 3-1 on the scoreboard. Sliding doors moment perhaps there, Michael, for Pasco Vale. The post intervening, with them getting on level terms as they might try claw one back. Sakos calling for calm. It had gone from 0 to 100 real quick.
Amos, side ball for Morland, over the top to KDS. Well cut out there by Pasco Vale. It finds Arturo Diaz. João da Silva, cut out by Amos. Biggest buffer we've seen of the night so far. 2-goal advantage to Morland. Fonseca tries to thread it through to Arn. Side ball for Diaz. Arn, top of the D, cut out by Robson de Souza. Amos, sliding tackle, exquisite timing from Arturo Diaz. Amos brings it into Dos Santos. Dummies from Dos Santos, out wide to Ick. Ick down the line, centres the ball, it's in again! It's Morland, the house on fire! They can do no wrong. There's no stopping them now. Robson de Souza and Morland are tearing away from Pasco Vale. What have Pasco Vale got in the well of guts and intestinal fortitude to come back from this?
You can't write them off yet. 10 minutes left to play. Sliding doors moment. They were just the post away from making it 2-2. Morland simply had to just ignite. They had done so. 3 goals now separate themselves and Pasco Vale. A full onus on the championship winners to find some form of comeback. D-Man just below us, the Morland Blues manager and club president, fully ecstatic with the quality of futsal on display so far this evening. And Robson de Souza, the man from Brazil, showcasing his brilliance. It was a fine finish upon the chance. As a flick on towards a wide area. Pasco Vale, you feel, have to find something now to begin their climb to getting back on level peggy terms. And the pass from Arm won't find the raging bull.
How they need Diaz and Fonseca and João da Silva now to bring forth their experience, their trickery, to dig deep Pasco Vale to try to rally back as Vinicius Fonseca gets airborne to cut that one out. Morland have been harassing them this entire half, and as Adam said, only millimetres of what could have been an equalising goal for Pasco Vale then turned into an absolute flurry. A rampant opening of the window for Morland to climb out to a 3-goal lead, but you can't write off Pasco Vale yet. Fonseca dances his way through the defence. João da Silva, short ball to Diaz. Arturo has a look around, slides it through to João da Silva, but he couldn't get on the end of it. Grinding some seconds off the clock here, Morland. Amos has a look up front. De Souza wants it. Pep Filio. Amos. Filio long to De Souza. A little too long though. Blay short to Diaz. João da Silva lifts over the top. To Santos, brings it down off his chest, dabs it back to Haby. Haby goes past Diaz, puts it out of play. Quick throw in, overruled though by the referee. It will be Amos to bring in the side ball. May go back to De Santos here. Does indeed. KDS has a look. Pep Filio over the top for De Souza, headed down by Diaz. KDS back to Robson De Souza. Amos to De Souza. De Souza runs into the backside of Arturo Diaz. Remember, no Javaro Nepomuceno for Pasco Vale, and they are missing him right now. Brought down off the chest, well headed out by Kevin Dos Santos. Cut out by De Souza. Pep Filio charging forward, goes past one. Stabbing ball, De Souza. Fonseca got a touch to it though to slow the ball down for Blay to take easily. Here's Newen, nowhere to go. Filio, 2-on-1 going forward. Filio goes direct. Flying off to his left there, or to his right, I should say, Felipe Blay. To deny Morland a fifth.
As Cardo, Cassin take to court. You can see Simon Leonard with his bib off. He's looking to have some form of influence on the contest. Time ticking down for Pasco Vale. The mountain might be too much to climb in trying to get back on level terms, but they've certainly showcased valiance in the contest. They've made Milton Sakos perhaps sweat here and there. As Amos flicks towards Cassin. But the Blacksteel Papua guests will have to do it all again from the corner. 6:22 left on the clock. Cassin, compact space and sliding. Who's Yalda Silva. The loss of Javaro Nepomuceno certainly has put Pasco Vale into an awkward position going forward. Full reliance, you'd say, now on Yalda Silva and Fonseca, who have been rather impressive, but they need that final product. And of course, in which Javaro possesses, is Cassin. It bounces awkwardly where Blay might have been. Had that come off the post are uncertain. Hayabi's come a long way. He's off his line. De Souza has to clean up. Has the rub of the asphalt. Chance here for Ramos. Unselfish sliding De Souza.
Should have been selfish there, Adam. It was a goal open for Ramos to score. He should have been selfish on that occasion.
And that potentially could have wrapped up all the 3 points for the Blues. Time will tell. Nearly inside the red zone. 5:30 left on the clock. Can that perhaps ignite Pasco Vale in forcing some form of comeback? Fonseca trying to step beyond Cassin. Might have his measure. Won't have adequate route to ball. As De Souza embraces the returning Somilena. Long pass forward from Cardo, and Ewan had to get his body in the way. Somilena, it's tipped to be his final appearance for Morland Blues on his 2-game loan from Blacksteel Papua. Can he go out with a bang? He's in possession now. Flicks towards Cassin. Off the frame of the goal was the former United player. Had such velocity upon the effort. The bar still rattling, Michael.
Wow. Morland want to put more past Pasco Vale. Under 5 minutes remain. You feel this is a bridge too long to cross now for Pasco Vale. Without Nepomuceno, they are playing the flying keeper though. They are playing the 5th man. So effectively there is no one guarding the goal for Pasco Vale. They are using 5 out-of-court players. They must maintain possession, because if there is a counter by Morland, the goal is wide open. And with snipers like Sumalina on the court and Amos, and of course the great Andre Caro. Someone takes a deflection, will be a corner here for Pasco Vale. They're going to make another change. They're going to continue to play this 5th man. The key is to maintain possession with an extra out-of-court player and open up Morland. Fonseca. They've lost possession now, and a timeout called. We'll take a break and be right back. It's 4-1.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang, masing-masing pemenang.
Back inside Series Futsal Arena in Melbourne, Australia. Season highlight right here. Morland and Pasco Vale in round 6. Andre Cara of Morland, they lead 4-1. Fonseca. Could they launch a comeback? Pasco Vale. That one fired in by João da Silva. There is time to come back. 4 minutes is still a long time in the futsal realm. Playing the flying keeper again, Pasco Vale. Sprayed across the face of goal. That time by Chavinan. Corner. Diaz. Fonseca. Into the elbow, or the shoulder I should say, of Andre Caro. Another chance for Pasco Vale. Arn into the backside of Amos on that occasion. Corner for the Pasco Valians. Cut out by Sumalina. Fonseca to Arn. João da Silva just hits the upright.
Notice Pasco Vale, a lot of these attempts at goal are bouncing off Blues shirts, which is deviating ever so menacingly for Hayabi. Keep your eye peeled on that. They still have some time left on the clock, and they're certainly going to ask questions. They're not going to die wondering. So they've got players in wide areas they look to use. Fonseca, one of those. Jimenez, the Raging Bull takes a step, and he pulls one back. 3:33 on the clock. 2 goals the buffer. The Raging Bull right towards his bench. Blee re-enters the fray. Can't take her attentive eye off this contest. It's not over yet, Michael.
So Arturo Diaz keeping Pasco Vale in this game. Now, if they win back possession again, you figure that Diaz will come straight back on and play that flying keeper role. Sabalina! Trying to put this game to bed. It is not there yet. Still enough time for Pasco Vale to score a couple more. Now Diaz back on. 5th man. Can they do it again, Pasco Vale? They've got to find a 3rd goal quickly. They give it away. Goals open! Diaz wins it back. And well cut out by Ick. Dangerous there. Dos Santos saw a slight opening, just couldn't thread the ball through the eye of the needle. Fonseca. Arn. Fonseca. Back to Fonseca. Arn stabs at it. Blocked by Ick. Fonseca again. Arn asking for it. Lovely ball. Diaz, he does it again! He does it again! Arturo freaking Diaz! And Pasco Vale's comeback is alive! 1 goal difference. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
It's him again. The 5th man currently making it pay to full dividends. They're back within a goal, Michael. 2:51 left on the clock. We're in red zone, of course. It will stop. Milton Sakos.
Oh, a card for Blay.
Can't seem to believe it. The keeper will be carded. We're not exactly sure why. But something we can tell you that we're certain of is that a grandstand finish is on the precipice here in Thomastown.
They have worked the 5th man, the flying keeper, to perfection. It's earned them 2 goals so far, both through Arturo Diaz. That experience we spoke about earlier on, that we'd have to lead the charge through Arturo Diaz, it's happened. Semolina fighting against 3 Pasco Vale players, wins the ball. Kevin Dos Santos out to Ick, back to Dos Santos charging through. Arn puts it up high, headed down, won by Da Silva. Fonseca fighting against Ick, bundled off the ball. Over the top. Possession lost, side ball for Morland. Morland's bench is saying settle, calm down. 2:22 remains, plenty of time for Pasco Vale. Will they get the chance to bring Diaz back on? And they do. Flying keeper back in play. The method that has scored them 2 goals so far. Can they pick the Morland lock again, Pasco Vale? Fonseca. Newen. João da Silva. Blocked by KDS. Goals open. But no. Diaz charges back. Says Felipe, stay on the sidelines for the moment. I've got this. So Arturo Diaz, the goalkeeper at the moment for Pasco Vale. Amos! Cut out. Newen gets away from him. Habe rolls it out to Ick. Amos calling for it. It's Dos Santos. Now it's Amos. Sumalina ahead of him. Sumalina back to Ick. Ick out wide to Dos Santos. Shaving, grinding seconds off the clock here, Morland. It goes long. Stolen by Vinicius Fonseca. Pulls the ball back. Arn. He's got options. He's got Newen out to his right. Feeds it to Fonseca. Back to Arn. Sumalina ahead of him. Flying keeper in play. Diaz asking for the ball on the far side. Sumalina, goals open! Sumalina misdirected.
2 weeks running, the Blues' kryptonite has been their opposing keeper. Kaldatic started the narrative last week for Hume. It's continued in the same vein today. Discussions have started, however. Diaz with a shrug of his head, Mauricio Novak claiming, having a chat towards our official on the far side. It will be a Blues deep side possession, minute 12 left.
With Diaz staying as the goalkeeper. A corner here for Morland. Diaz stays as the goalkeeper. Badly taken corner though. Long from Habe trying to pick out Sumalina. Diaz now distributes out wide to Newen. Arn. Fonseca on his right. Fonseca got a hold possession here. They've got Diaz. Arn, a little selfish, I feel. Diaz feeds it through Da Silva. It's in there! Fonseca! Can't get past. Ick. Fonseca still got shoved. That's going to be a free kick.
Look at the Pasco Vale bench.
How is that not a free kick?
They are up in arms.
And so they should be, Adam, right in front of us. That was a free kick. Surely a red card for Fonseca. A red card for Fonseca. He is out of here. Pasco Vale reduced. Again. Fonseca still arguing with the referee. He's been their best player tonight. Ibrahim Habe shoving Fonseca. Well, I'm going to see the replay on this. I thought it was a free kick, a glaring free kick.
Look at Mauricio Novak. He's had to be restrained by his bench. They're holding him back as if he's a man crazy to brawl.
Let's see the replay.
He's incensed, Michael. Well, he can't believe what he's seeing. He's had to be restrained by 3 people almost. The Pasco Vale manager.
This one boiling over. We've got to see the replay. I thought it was a free kick. I thought Fonseca got pushed on the edge of the D. My word, but Fonseca has been given his marching orders. 2 Pasco Vale players, their 2 best players are out. Nepomuceno and now Fonseca.
And they've still managed to keep it only a goal apiece with what? 43 seconds left. They still have.
We've got to see that replay.
A shadow of a doubt remaining in this contest. Of course, it's quite the mountain now. They're only 3 men on the court. They're a man down. Sliding doors moments. It's Fonseca at the forefront again.
Wow.
He had a chance to equalise, of course, and hit the bar to make it 2-2, where at the opposing end was Brian Ick on the end of a finish at close range. This contest has had quite simply everything. That decision could have gone anyway. It's gone against the favour of Pasco Vale, who have only the 4 players on the court, including the Raging Bull, who's got the goalkeeper shirt on.
40 seconds to pick the lock and score an equaliser to send this one into penalties. Habe! That was a chance to make it game over. Still time for Pasco Vale. A depleted Pasco Vale. They've got to dig deep now. Will a hero step up to the podium? Will a hero arise? João da Silva tries to be that man, but inches wide for João da Silva. KDS. Amos. Sumalina's open. Sumalina. And Diaz with a save. Arturo Diaz trying to come down the left side. 19 seconds now. They were threatening to riot on the Pasco Vale bench. What atmosphere inside Series Futsal Arena. 16 seconds now.
Is there half a shadow of an opportunity for Pasco Vale? It would be something monumental to take it to penalties. Of course, they have to now deal with another dead ball scenario in which is surrounded by a few players.
And Diaz is going to stay on as the goalkeeper?
Diaz might just stay in goal.
Wow.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off.
Maybe they're hoping Diaz can catch it and break with it here somehow.
Filio behind it. He can let roll for Sol Milena.
Good block, but it's going to be a Morland ball again.
15 seconds left on the clock. They're all valuable now. Hayabi under duress.
And this is the chance for Pasco Vale. They've got to maintain possession. 11 seconds remains. Oh, poorly taken by João da Silva. That may have been the opportunity lost now. Simulene tries to close the show. They can't close it yet. 2 seconds remaining.
And it's their ball. Pasco Vale, it's their ball. They have 2 seconds. You feel they have to launch everything into the box. It's unconventional. They have to get all their tall players on your field and go long. Ciaras will call it back.
But this victory is going to be riddled in controversy. We've got to see a replay of what was a possible foul on Fonseca that actually led to him being sent off, I believe, for remonstrating with the referee. This has been everything we hoped it would be and a whole lot more. The blockbuster of the round 6 fixture. Morland take the victory 4-3 over Pasco Vale. A riotous game. Wherever you've been watching around the world, folks, Michael Chavello, Adam Palombi, we hope you've enjoyed it. Stick around. The last game of round 6 coming your way shortly.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan 1 jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
Grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding around in a benzo. Red I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game.
Morland Blues CEO Darren Saban has been kind enough to join us this evening for this post-match interview. That contest was riddled with controversy, you could say. That's how he deemed it from commentary. There was calls that could have gone either way at all stages. Your immediate thoughts surrounding what was a classic against Pasco Vale?
Look, in regards to the calls, first one I can probably relate. Second one I was in a good position. Fonseca dived in the penalty box to try and get the penalty. I think it's a silly decision on his behalf. I think the referee made the great call by calling it. Do they call it often enough for simulation? Probably not. So I can understand why the Pasco boys were up in arms. But yeah, he definitely looked for the penalty. But again, you got to ask yourself, has it been called throughout the season, which could be the controversial.
Pasco Vale certainly made Morland earn all 3 points on this evening. It's been quite the treat for viewers, and I'm sure for yourself, having Blacksteel Papua players embrace the Series Futsal court. How's it feel getting such talented professional players onto our Australian shores?
Oh, it's good, and I think there's a misconception around the community in that, if we didn't bring them in to win games, it was more of a marketing campaign, which has paid dividends, absolutely. But mate, look, the boys have done well. I don't think they were under as much pressure as maybe perceived until probably the last 4 or 5 minutes. Again, our defensive setup was trained for maybe 10 minutes on Friday. 3 of those players that were in that defensive setup have played 50 minutes of futsal for us. Generally are pretty good defending that. Credit to Pasco, they targeted that and they did well. But apart from that, I think we had control over the game, and that's what good teams do. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with the boys, and to come get a result with 5 of probably the best 10 players, 5 of the top 10 players, missing from our lineup, being Adam Cooper, Rahan Ali, Ollie Holland, Arte Ibrahim and Enrique Pimenta. I think it's been a great achievement by the club, by the coaches, to get 6 points in the last 2 weeks.
Just finally, you alluded to, behind the camera, the return of Blacksteel Papua down the line in a Series Futsal vicinity. Just touch on that a little bit more. What sort of capacity can we see Papua returning in the future?
Oh, definitely will be returning. Obviously, this was the first one. Obviously, Ortiz was the seed, and there's a relationship that's been there for 5 or 6 months before eventually it got here. The hard work was behind the scenes, so it wasn't easy. With everything really involved, getting permission from the team, organising, all the logistics to actually get them here and play here. It wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it, and I think you'll be seeing them here more often, definitely.
We appreciate your time. Darren Saban of the Morland Blues. Thank you.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway, di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan 1 jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
Grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Like what? Now what a bowl. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a benzo. Red. I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard and maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem.
And we're here for the culmination of round 6. It's Western United up against the Black Army of Hume. Yubiri Cicek looking to reintroduce himself to the series futsal competition. He had returned last week, of course, but he couldn't manage to have much of a tangible impact on the score. An early clearance there for UC7 as Mo Tanker is looking to build upon last week's results. Of course, it hadn't gone their way, but they showcased all the makings to be rather the formidable force in this second season of the calendar year as Cicek takes over. Gets his shot away momentarily. De Moraes involved in the crossfire as we're back towards Temel. Of course, it's Gula trying to take possession. Karatic has made quite the headlines in recent weeks, considering his performance last week against Morland Blues, saving 3 of Saul Milena's penalties. Quite the performance from the new esteemed keeper. Clanaris completes the lineup for the Black Army. As for Western United, Aaron New is the man in between the sticks. Angus Angelatos, while Jaron De Moraes all to court alongside Evangelista. While Jaron making his ranks through the Fitzroy Youth Academy. Finally making the move to the west side of town as Cicek latches onto a loose pass. Is this a return moment? Gula was there to claim the unselfish option, Michael, but the big fella lost his footing at the vital moment.
Should have been 1 goal on the board already here. Aaron Yu, Australian international goalkeeper. That one put out by Cicek, the former Golden Boot winner, Ubidi Cicek. You can hear the rain pouring on the roof here at Series Futsal Arena in Thomastown, Melbourne. A cool, wet night on a Friday night in Melbourne. If you just joined us, make sure after this one you go back and watch Morland against Pasco Vale in what was an absolute blockbuster and a controversy-ridden game. A nail-biter from start to finish, as we do anticipate this one to be. Cicek. Can Hume jump United early? Good to see the king from Nando De Moraes. Now they will rely on his mastery, his trickery, deft touches, his beautiful vision. Both a futsal and an outdoor star, Fernando De Moraes, long history in both sports. The Brazilian, who of course does have his Australian citizenship. Most goals of the night so far have been scored by Fitzroy in our opening game. And that is a loud burst of rain, Adam. That one just trying to find its way into the net from, well, Jaron. Heads the ball out of play. Saka Jaron. Well-known name in serious futsal terms, Jaron. See Balkis Jaron in stands tonight, watching on. Ubidi Cicek. Short ball. Good possession play from Mohamed Temel. Here he is again, Temel. He's got beautiful disposal, Temel. If he gets onto a free kick as well. Lovely dead ball specialist with an absolute thunderbolt. Well, Jaron seeing that one out of play. Side ball for Hume. Cicek. Well, Jaron. Back to De Moraes. Number 14 being Felipe Evangelista. Well, Jaron makes a move forward. Took too long though. Have to play it back to De Moraes. Fernando just running into Jaron, and the ball spills over the line on the right side.
That could have been troublesome. The teammates inadvertently running into each other. Because De Moraes has quite the size in comparison to the recipients of that involuntary push of Jaron. As Temmel looks to shift away and I'll send the ball a fair away from Aaron Yu in goal. Touch on Ubidi Cicek and the power in which he boasts. As mentioned last week, upon seeing his return, he's been rather busy in the gym, hitting the deadlifts and looking rather ominous in presence. He is rather large at the moment. You can tell he's been on the bulk. Still possesses that speed as well, Jaron. Angelatos. Dimoraes scooping back towards Angelatos. Temmel equal to the measure. Angus thought he might have been fouled. But it will be Kaldatik's goalkeeper possession. If only you saw last week, Michael, I'm sure you might have on the replays, the courage on display. It's been mentioned, it's been sprinkled throughout the night from Kaldatik, and his ability last week showcased in goal. Not so much the ball-playing goalkeeper, but certainly knows how to use his feet, as Cicek couldn't keep that effort low.
Cicek threatening more and more every second. The veteran. Great to see the galloping barrel, big Lockie Ramadan on the court for Hume. Big fella, Lockie Ramadan. We often speak about his deft touch and the subtleties of his game for such a big man. I think Han and I have described him as having marshmallows for feet, Lockie Ramadan. That ball finds its way in the net. The referee, though, says no goal, much to the dismay of United. Side ball here for Hume. Temmel looking for Ramadan perhaps, out to Cicek. Temmel. Timorais can shoot, goes low, and a nice block. Side ball for United. Out to Jaron. Given away. Cicek to Temmel. Temmel. Klanaris has moved to the top of the D. Here he is, Michael Klanaris. And well cut out from number 14 for United, Felipe Evangelista. Cicek sandwiched, still Cicek sets the ball. Klanaris denied by Aaron Yu, the Aussie international.
Brilliant save by the keeper. Cicek just trying to rampage through. As Klanaris opened the scoring last week, trying to buy his ticket to doing the same thing yet again. Sakurada not through the traffic. Chance here for Hume. Another save, Aaron Yu.
Right into the guts of Yu as well, folded him like laundry. Cicek goes over to make sure he's okay.
You can see the keeper just very gingerly and getting back up to his feet. He's been called upon early for United and currently standing tall as Klanaris back to Temmel, low effort. Yu yet again, just in the way. Of course, boasts that international prowess, playing on that stage for Australia. Showcasing why at the moment. As Cicek, reverse pass, yet another save. Look how he spreads on the court with his legs. How did Ramadan not score from there? We won't know. It's a testament to Aaron Yu's keeping.
Break on now for United. Sakurada on the right side, the Japanese import. Takes the deflection, Jaron cleans up. Got Moraes out to his left, finds the king now. Nando past Klanaris, and the ball put out by United on the far side. It was Rahimi. Cicek, Temmel. Klanaris free on his left, finds Klanaris. Klanaris v Sakurada. Temmel, Klanaris, Mohamed Temmel, Jaron jousting with him. Pushes him off the ball, free kick awarded here. Jaron getting a caution from the referee. Temmel can rifle this one forward, chooses a slide across court to Klanaris instead. Klanaris v Sakurada, handball from Sakurada. Referee says no, it was quite obvious, but missed by the referee. Ball spills out of play.
Well, that's adding to the controversy, which is just being sprinkled throughout round 6. Don't think it could get any more blatant than what it was there, as Rahimi last week showcased his brilliance in a Western derby. Sakurada angle got tight. And getting low was the keeper of Attic. So corner for United, they look to build.
10 minutes down, first half.
Still a lot to play as Timoraes just testing the goalkeeping adequacy of Attic, who had to spread like an octopus to save. Rahimi thought he'd try a slicing effort, which, well, pretty much goes back towards the social courts. As Attic will roll short. Temel. Hamza Chandab, the youngster. Love seeing the way he goes about his proceedings on a Friday night. As Temel trying to step beyond Timoraes, and in doing so, has spun out of play.
Side ball here for United. Taisei Sakurada, the number 39. He wears the 39 as a tribute to a man whose name sounds similar, Sakuraba, the great Japanese mixed martial arts star, famed for wearing the number 39. High ball, snatched off the line there by Aaron Yu. Yu has been superb so far to keep a couple of big goose eggs on the scoreboard. Rahimi loses control. Ramadan, Lucky Ramadan denied! Double forearms from Aaron Yu. Great turn and shot there from Ramadan. But Aaron Yu unbeatable so far. Corner for Ramadan. The big barrel rifles it in. And caught on the backside by Evangelista.
Old saying goes, he's got great feet for a big lad. Spinning like a man in which Sakurada would do so. He's in possession. Rolls towards Evangelista. Attic might have had it caught behind him and fortuitously has it roll in front of him. You can see that AFL pedigree. He hand passed the ball to Chandab, given it was in his jurisdiction. As there is Hamza in possession. Temel. Ramadan trying to provide an option and come more central. Chandab was that option on that occasion. It's Evangelista who bullies the youngster out of play. Rahimi back to Evangelista. The last names starting with E ring synonymously across Western United. Still awaiting the return. Elias Parthamos, who's currently enjoying his European vacation.
And celebrating a birthday, I believe, over the last couple of days. Elias Parthamos. Wishing him a happy birthday to the Cannon.
Certainly miss seeing him ignite on a serious futsal court. Has been out with injury, of course, much to the likes of Ubiti Chichek for Hume. And, well, his return, you feel, will set the contest and competition alive. Might require a bit of that Cannon magic, as 13 minutes have been played. No goals to speak of yet. A close affair. Quite what was on the billing for it, as Kawuglu has entered the fray. Fortuitous tap towards Ramadan. Trying to get it back was Resit, who had the ball behind him. Inside the final 10 minutes of the final half for round 6. As Rahimi tries to look more centrally. Chandab just providing some pressure. Old Jaron, his scoop pass will hit Klanaris on his opposing bench.
Change for Hume as they bring him back on. Kursakula, who had a golden opportunity at the start of the game to score. Good work there from Evangelista. We also see Marcelo Borges on for United with the eyewear, number 11. Crack there from Gula. Rahimi, still Rahimi. Lovely ball to Evangelista. Runs into the opposition of Kursakula. Other changes. Angelatos comes back on for United. Timoraes remains on the sidelines for the moment. Chance for Jaron. Could find Borges out wide. May go direct, may slide it to Angelatos. Slides across to Evangelista, nowhere near the target. Thunder booming in the skies of Thomastown, Melbourne now. No thunder yet in this one. Still 0-0. 8:20 remains in the first half. Ball laid back. Chandab to Temel. Chechik on the bench at the moment for Hume. Lightning coming through the roof here in Thomastown. Angelatos pulls the ball back. Free kick awarded. Angus Angelatos. Angelatos, the recipient, nudged out of the way by Chundab. Angelatos still vying for the ball. One out though by the cucumber, Reza Kukuloglu. Stepping past across the face of goal to Mohamed Temel. Temel cuts off to his right now. Still holds possession, Temel. Loses to Borges. Evangelista can't bring it under control. Cleared by Kukuloglu. Big thunderbooms again here, Adam. Or it's don't know if it's a Thunder or it's a Pasco Vale team rioting outside after their loss to Morland quite controversially.
Might just be. It's raining cats and dogs out there, raining sideways, raining whichever way you want it to. There might have been a glimpse of lightning which crept through into our facility inside. Certainly a flash, which we're trying to still figure out what it might have been. As it has now subsided completely. So that's having some implications upon the contest.
That's Melbourne weather for you, folks. Wherever you're watching around the world, live from Thomastown, Melbourne, the sporting capital of the world. Michael Chevello, Adam Palombi with you. Series futsal, round 6 action. The third and final match of the night as the great Ubidi Cicek back on court for Hume. Number 7 stalks the line. Temel goes out to his left. Temel again, feeds it centrally, looking for Gula. There will be a Hume side ball.
Lucky to, you sometimes consider yourself lucky considering it to be inside in the warmth of the arena. There might just be sports codes across the state at the moment currently being just withheld to play due to lightning. Might be a story we'll have to touch on at half time.
Won't happen here at Series Futsal unless we get a lightning strike that blacks us out.
Couldn't happen here, thankfully. But never say never knowing the Melbourne weather. But well, across the evening, Michael, we touched on it before, but there has been some controversy that's occurred, and well, that could be Pasco Vale just symbolically having quite the protests.
Again, if you missed it, folks, do go back and watch it after this one. Morland versus Pasco Vale. I guess in the final, what was it, 3 or 4 minutes? Let us know your thoughts on a potential free kick to Vinicius Fonseca that could have been a game changer. Wasn't awarded. Fonseca remonstrating with the referee a little too much, got red carded. The second Pasco Vale player to be sent off. The first was Javaro Nepomuceno. A game riddled with controversy, a nail-biter, a blockbuster. Congrats Morland, a huge win. Cicek tried to square it to Gula. Tall player with a very thick facial hair, Gula. Here he is. Can't get past Yu. No one's gotten past Aaron Yu yet. He's denied Hume, I would say, potentially 4 goals. They've certainly come closer than United so far at it.
Well, the importance of the goalkeeper is personified in the performances so far this season in Aaron Yu, considering he left Western City to join their rival, or derby rivals rather. You look at both sides from the west of the town and where they sit on the ladder currently, of course, is personnel at Western City, which are different to Western United, but a full onus on United keeper at the moment. He's certainly kept his side in contention in this contest. It was Cicek who hit the post previously. It's Angelatos. Batagos now. Back towards Angelatos. The angle got tight. So we're entering the final 3.5 minutes of this first half. And a bit of round the grounds perhaps, looking at other codes of sport at the moment. Due to the weather, they've had to have a delay in contest. It's Cicek. Travels down line, his pass towards Gula won't be reached. It's Angelatos in the way. And Mo Tanker has called for a timeout deep inside this first half. We'll cross to a short timeout break. Don't move a muscle.
The group is is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Sheer check with the side ball here for Hume. Hume up to 4 fouls. May not trouble them though with 3:15 remaining in this half. You feel that if one team can break the deadlock now, it would be a real knife to the heart right before the halftime break. Clanaris intercepted by Sakurada. Rahimi, nice back heel looking for Barrios. Cicek. Sakurada keeps it in play, barely. De Moraes. Rahimi. Sakurada, great save from Khaled Atik. What reflexes to deny Sakurada. Side ball. Oh, that one's gone in! And United have pierced Hume. It's 1-0 United. 2:20 before the break.
What a way to make your introduction in Western colours. Trading them for the Morland Blues. He is now in a Western kit, and what a finish it was from Borges. Hit the top of the roof of the net. Atik, who's been inspired in recent weeks, simply couldn't keep that out, and that's one way to open the proceedings. As you towards Sakurada tried the flick on. In one to the good just before half-time's one thing. Doubling your advantage is another. In contests where goals are hard to come by, United ever so close. And the second time of asking is Clanaris now. Temel. Gula has Clanaris on for the pass. De Moraes. The veteran reads it like a book. Sakurada, snapshot away. And it's Atik who will cautiously claim inside the final 90 seconds. Clanaris. Out towards Temel. To bring it. Well, thought centrally initially. Rahimi through the gates, continuing his forward run. Sakurada back to Rahimi at the back post. And right before the death of the first half, Michael, they've certainly built.
That was lovely play between Rahimi and Sakurada. Borges putting it high. The lone goal scorer, the difference maker. Clanaris. Temel. Blocked by Sakurada. Borges. Temel. Cicek. Clanaris into the side netting. A fabulously entertaining night all round here. Round 6 of series futsal. And this is shaping up to be another nail-biter. We've only seen one landslide tonight in our opening game between Fitzroy and Altona. Well, Jaron! Great block by Artek. Temel, Cicek over the top for Klanaris, headed away by Dimarias. Cicek again, good ball to Gula. Broken down though in the final third. And at the end of the half, it is Western United 1, Hume 0. We'll take a break and be right back for the second half.
They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improve your level. So you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard, and maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morland Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Morland Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi?
Welcome back inside Series Futsal Arena in Melbourne, Australia. Round 6 action, our final match of the night, sees Western United 1-0 up over Hume. The lone goal scorer, Marcelo Borges. Hume certainly not out of it. They start with Cicek and Ramadan, the two big striking guns on court. Side ball, Temel has had a wonderful game so far. The skipper, out to Cicek on the right. Former Golden Boot winner, back to Mohamed Temel. Can he launch the harpoons? Temel in this half, Rahimi. And Temel cuts him out wisely. Rahimi, well, Jaron back to Rahimi. Was busy in the opening half, Rahimi. Oh, Atik makes a meal of it. An absolute meal of it. A rare mistake there from Khaled Atik. And how this half starts.
Oh, certainly a fundamental mistake from the keeper, but Rahimi was twisting, turning, causing some headaches, and now something tangible at the end of those. And United have doubled their advantage. Cicek and company certainly have to resort to something higher on the shelf to get themselves back on level terms. They're 2 now trailing behind. Of course, a lot of time left in this contest. Temel stands behind the dead ball, which is rolling ever so menacingly. It's only just sat dead now. The official sound his whistle as Temel within 10. Lets it roll towards Cicek, who sends it back towards Thomastown Station.
Temel maybe should have gone direct himself there. Cicek unable to get the ball to sit down for him. Long throw forward. Evangelista. Well, Jaron. Good save by Artek. Timorias. Rahimi. Nice pullback. Down the left now. Evangelista. Nudged over by Ubidi Cicek. Well, Jaron to bring the ball back into play. Timorias giving instructions to Evangelista, telling him to move. Don't be stagnant. And Evangelista now makes his move. Rahimi. Good work. Into the backside though of Hamza Chundab. Well, Jaron with the side ball. Rahimi. Well, Jaron. Rahimi. Well, Jaron's got Evangelista free. Goes alone though. Referee prays a free kick to, well, Jaron.
He had intent to keep going. He's rather not disgruntled, but certainly thought, well, if I could have kept going there.
Belkis Waljaran watching in the stands. Well, Jaron, big run up. Tried to launch it, but couldn't get past the ankles of Chundab.
As Rahimi trying to orchestrate the move that will put this game perhaps beyond doubt. Ventures nicely. Chundab had to go with a slide and there's some tracks in his wake. Well, Jaron having some influence in his own right. Timodeus, effort towards Atik and, well,
almost
unconventional, uncharacteristic, but it will work for the meantime. As Ramadan, Cicek has a chance in which she looked to square towards Chundab. Too much mustard on the pass. Aaron Yu hasn't been exactly as busy in comparison to what he was in the first half in its early proceedings. While Jaron takes a rather rude stumble to the deck. He's helped up by Cicek. Free kick for United. 19 minutes left of round 6 action. So we look to set sail for home. Aaron Yu pushing up rather high. Timodeus cross court to a wide player of Rahimi. Evangelista also caught up in that vicinity. Will take the kick in. Rahimi had quite the finish last week with the chip. Well, Jaron's ball towards Temel. And Evangelista plucked it out of the sky. 2-on-2 for both sides, just colliding, and it goes the way of the Black Army. Kawuglu trying to have some impact. He's reinstated on the court. It's Chundab. Here's Resik Kawuglu. inside of the foot pass. It's cut off by Rahimi. De Moraes, the veteran. Rahimi awaiting the cavalry through the gates of Chandam. Evangelista. Well, Jaron, nice movement from United. Rahimi now got his shot away. It was $1 million move with a 10-cent finish. As well, they have possession yet again, Hume, but they just simply need to find something to give them that spark, to set them alight in this contest.
Sliding, but getting away from Ressa Kukaloglu. Rahimi's had a wonderful game. Here he is to bring the ball in. Well, Jaron. Rahimi. Demarais calling for it. Evangelista. Well, Jaron. Here's the king. Well, Jaron tries to nutmeg Chundab. Rahimi. Evangelista can't get a clean turn past Temel. Quick disposal from Artek. And it will be a United ball. 2-0 Western United, 17 minutes to play. Aaron Yu well off his line. Goes for a bit of a stroll. Chips it high for Evangelista. Artek comes charging out. And he's collected Evangelista in the face with that palm out.
I'm sure he was having flashbacks to his footy career of spoiling a marking opportunity. Might have just spoiled the back of the head of his opponent. Couldn't tell you who he plays footy for. I'd say it's locally. I'd say it's Father Epping. Or perhaps Thomastown even. I know he's from the area.
Certainly is some style of his futsal play that is reminiscent of a football career.
But having played against him on a social court, he was an outfield player, on-court player, and he had, how do you describe it? Tremendous moxie. He had so much courage. If there was a 50-50 ball, you might as well get out the way because he'll be there before you know it with some receipts. On the receiving end, of course, of the goalkeeping calamity, but for the meantime, has been rather serviceable, of course, with the absence of Bella, the usual Hume goalkeeper. Certainly bringing a different code of football onto the court, and well, it's slowly paying dividends for Motanka's side. There's still issues, of course, that they have to deal with. As well, Jared has been a thorn in the side of Hume all evening. That finish right beyond the diving Kalatic. And it's 3-0 to the Western United contingency. Great move from Angelatos. A back heel, and through the gates it went. It could be goodnight, Irene.
Could indeed. That may be the game over. Well, Jaron, lovely finish from him. Gets a word from the referee here. 3-0 Western United. Still time for Hume. But don't know who's going to threaten for them. Could be Temel. Ramadan hasn't really sighted the goal yet tonight. Dances his way through. Spoiled by Waljarin into the back of Angelatos by Kukaloglu. Cicek has been launching them high all night. He's off the court at the moment, Ubadi Cicek. There's a long-range bomb from Lockie Ramadan. Is there a way through for Hume? Nice work from Rahimi. Still Rahimi. Sandwiched by Lucky Ramadan. Not a good position to be in. Ramadan wins the ball. Plays it back to Temel. Temel through the centre. Past one. Loses it to Demarais. Well, Jaron. Slides it to Angelatos. Well cut out by Kukaloglu. Short ball. Chundab. Angelatos cuts it out. Well, Jaron takes a break. Well deserved. Who will step up for Hume? That is the question. Temel. Thought he was going to launch. Temel again. Kukaloglu asks for it on his left. Stabbing pass to Aloki Ramadan. Back to Temel. Cut out though. Rahimi. Rahimi manhandled. Doesn't win the free kick. Side ball for Hume. Back on comes Klanaris. He could be the man to bring them on the scoreboard. Very aggressive striker, Michael Klanaris. Angelatos, short toe poke. Ramadan, Klanaris running onto the right. Michael Klanaris, denied by you.
Aaron Yu yet again. Looks like he might just be on for keeping a clean sheet. First and last of what it could be for round 6. 14 minutes for Hume to change that narrative as Ramadan stepped inside and Galatos got in the way and had a bit of a fist pump in adulation. Now Temel. The Black Army have lacked that usual spark which they possess this evening. Almost mirroring the performance of the Knights in the opening game against the Tigers. As that's well done from United. Brilliant from Rahimi. Chance now for them. It's palmed away by Attic routinely at his near posts.
Looks like Cicek's about to come back on for Hume.
And that's what they need, you feel, Michael. He's itching to get on. It's almost written in the stars for Cicek to come back and get his side back in the contest to try polarise them. They need that spark. They need something to simply ignite them. As United have a corner. Rahimi's been so instrumental so far. He tried to get it back. He's so composed when in possession. Klanaris. Ramadan tried to spin beyond 2. Kukuoglu will head towards the ceiling. Klanaris will chip the ball up towards him and ultimately put himself into obscurity. Just under 13 minutes remain. 3-0 the score in favour of Western United.
Cicek on for Ramadan now. Good call, I feel. Lockie not really firing at all cylinders tonight. Here's Rahimi. He's certainly firing at all cylinders. Angelatos. Ball just over the goal line. Artek to dispose of it. Temel on his right. Lays it in his captain's path. Temel can find Klanaris. Decides to pick out Cicek instead. 2-on-1. Cicek back to Temel. Temel cuts a nice pass to Reza Kukuloglu to Michael Klanaris. Mohamed Temel again. Not shooting though, Temel. Klanaris will. Look at that lower left corner, Michael Klanaris. Just inches shy of beating Aaron Yu.
The idea was bright. Just lacking the execution, and Cicek perhaps a step off of it there. And still time, of course, as United look long with Sakurada, fine control. Borges open the scoring, has a side possession. Evangelista. Well done from Temel. He can lead a brigade now on the attack. Klanaris had it trapped behind him momentarily. Back to his captain. Ubidi Cicek turns. Temel with his arms raised in belief that Cicek was impeded. He has a corner. Trying to fizz across the face of goal. Borges plants his feet and we'll do it all over again. Klanaris. Here's Temel. Sakurada getting in the way and just nullifying the move for the meantime. Has possession now, Sakurada. Borges. Evangelista. United players spread around the court. That's what happened. They hadn't exactly positioned themselves adequately, and the turnover in play was forthcoming. Sakurada, the culprit. Now Cicek. Temel. Scoop pass towards Klanaris. Sliding was Evangelista. Right in front of his receptive bench. Nearing the final 10 minutes of round 6. United with a firm grip on the contest. If the Black Army out to find something here, it could mount the comeback and just shift the momentum towards their favour as Evangelista will let fly. It had real shape, and Attic was diving frantically across his goal. He might have just been beaten there.
Decent effort from Evangelista. Has been threatening all game. Klanaris. It'll just take that one goal to inject the confidence into Hume. Who will it come from? Cicek. Evangelista does well. Klanaris. Temel asking for it, centre court. Kukuloglu on the edge of the D. It's Cicek stabbing it. Kukuloglu! Wow, the upright denies him. Aaron Yu spears it to Sakurada. Klanaris cut out by Evangelista. Hume are pressuring. Western United not cracking. From Aris again. Temel out wide, Cicek in close, it's Wabidi Cicek. It's Mohamed Temel. Evangelista. Cicek, and that one over the crossbar.
Might have been impeded there, Cicek, and a yellow card has been issued to Miguel Borges, who's just trying to protest the foul in which he conceded. A genuine chance perhaps for the Black Army. 8 minutes and 50 seconds. They have to try and turn the tide. It feels as if they need something in quick succession to give them the best possible chance of mounting a comeback. There's been some classic encounters between the two sides throughout the seasons, past and gone. So far, not really matching up to that billing on this occasion, but there's still time for that to be all turned around. Cicek and Temel behind the free kick attentively, while Jaron in the wall with Sakurada Borges. Aaron New just really trying to confine in Evangelista. All the angles covered from Aaron New as Temel kicks it right in towards the keeper. Ricochets, Kouoglu off the line. Aaron New and his players inspired. They have not cracked yet. Perhaps their biggest test.
What a game Evangelista's having as well. Last line of defence on that occasion. Here he is, Felipe Evangelista. Rolls it to, well, Jaron. Stolen by Cicek through the centre. Van Dam splits from Aaron Yu, denies Ubidi Cicek. High ball, Klanaris heads it down. Kouoglu jousting with Sakurada. Evangelista in the scrap again. He is everywhere. The ubiquitous Felipe Evangelista. Side ball for United. Well, Jaron out to Evangelista. Gets past Klanaris. No one up front though for Evangelista to send it to. Where was Sakurada?
Oh, and Atik has come across and could have perhaps let that roll out of play, and in doing so, he's turned possession over. So Sakurada with the corner. Old Jaron attentive at the near post and will run into his own teammate's cross.
Atik disposes to Klanaris. To Temel. Are we going to see Mohamed Temel start some long-range attempts? It may be what Hume need. We're getting to desperation time now for the Black Army with 7:20 remaining. Time is becoming their enemy. Kouoglu to Klanaris to Temel. Cicek's out wide. Can they find him? Here's Ubidi Cicek against Dimarias. Back to Klanaris. Temel. Can he get past well Jaron? Cicek a switch court to the right side. Temel's in and cut out by the experience of the most experienced, Fernando Dimarias.
Quite the custodian he has been on a futsal court, and almost casual as Cicek has a glance up towards the ceiling in frustration. It must be rather difficult having all these efforts towards goal, and Aaron New has a response for pretty much everything that Hume has thrown towards him. Motanker has called for the timeout. You can see the fifth man goalkeeper jersey in possession of their assistant. Klanaris will put it on. We'll cross to a short timeout break.
You're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding around in a Benzo. I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level. So you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career.
So Clanaris has his goalkeeper hybrid jersey on. The fifth man has been activated for Hume. Can that culminate in them turning the tide? Time will tell. Nearly worked for Pasco Vale, the Raging Bull at the brace in our previous encounter as Clanaris. Now Cicek. Dimoraes leading the brigade while Jaron, open goal for him to aim at. He just couldn't keep it low and had it fired right towards our commentary position. Temel, Clanaris taking no time. It's becoming scarce. 6 minutes remaining, 1 minute away from the red zone. Temel to Cicek. Kawuglu try the first time. Aaron New will go over the top. He'll try his best Mazen Abdallah impersonation. But the officials will call it back as Atik will reside in his goal.
Atik back inside the defensive D for Hume. Long throw from you. Brought down by Evangelista. Cicek at his back. Great from Evangelista to keep it in play and get the shot off. Potentially man of the match, Felipe Evangelista tonight for Western United. Temel, flying keeper back in play. Clanaris, no, it's Lockie Ramadan. Got a hold possession, Clanaris. Felipe Evangelista again, shutting down Hume. Side ball, Clanaris. Cicek's free on the right. Here's Ubidi Cicek, back to Temel. Want to see Temel spear one of these long-range shots in. Cicek to Temel, now it's open. Didn't quite get it off. Lockie plays it back to Cicek. Temel off his left boot, chooses Kukaloglu. Cicek, Temel. Dimoraes puts it out. Side ball for Ubidi Cicek. Temel. Clanaris. Temel. Cicek on the right. Is Temel going to fire one? It may be time for the skipper to pull the trigger. Can he do it now? Cicek. Who's going to have a shot for Hume? Temel. Clanaris. Ball out of play.
Way too long. They took simply too much time. Credit to United and how they shaped up defensively. Perhaps too much patience on display from Hume. They had to pull the trigger. They simply made a meal of that scenario. And with time at the current stage it's at, they simply have to find something towards goal, and the flick on from Ramadan was the option. You will try to go over the top. It's going to hit the back.
Handball from Lockie Ramadan. I don't think it was deliberate though. I take back on. I really want to see Temel get onto one of these long-range shots and try and absolutely spear it through the chest of Aaron Yu. Atik will go off. Clanaris back on. Fifth man in play for Hume. Temel walks it forward. Cicek to his right. Clanaris to his left. Picks the Clanaris route. Ramadan, Clanaris. Quick changeover again. Atik returns to the goal. Dimoraes to Jaron. Evangelista moving around the centre. Here's Jaron! That seals the deal! That is a wonder goal! Jaron, wonderful! My word! A contender for goal of the night from Saka Jaron.
Not sure what's more impressive, the goal or the celebration. Perhaps trying his luck for the upcoming Olympics in 2028, but how about that finish? That's going to wrap up all 3 points. The Black Army simply left it too little too late to try and mount a comeback. What a performance it's been from United. They've hit 4, and they might have a clean sheet to boast as well, Michael.
And they've hit this without Elias Parthamos. They have done it superbly. Well, Jaron and Evangelista have been riotous tonight. Ramadan. Kukaloglu playing it back to Ramadan. Big fella can't keep it in. Side ball United. 3:10 remains. Absolutely rampant Aaron Yu well off his line, doesn't care. He's covered everything tonight, Yu. In the early get-go of this game, Hume could have gotten 3, maybe 4, if not denied, by the brilliance, time and time again, of Aaron Yu, the Australian international goalkeeper. Here's Ubidi Cicek, former Golden Boot winner, can't find the net tonight. Temel, the skipper. Maybe they needed more long-range shots from Temel. Can he fire one now? Ramadan in close, can't control the ball. Goals open, Yu has a pop.
A full testament to United and the way they've set up structurally in terms of their defence. Demareus, with his experience, just enforcing his wingers to not be pushed too far out wide, and that's where they're forcing Hume to go. And that's where they just can't seem to have the answer, the Black Army. You watch them in this move here, they just try, pick apart, they remain patient, but look at the spread from United. They force the turnover in play, and while Jaron has done so, he could have gone the unselfish, perhaps looking for his third, his hat-trick. Empty net was open for the offing. Just couldn't seem to divert it beyond the goal line.
This one over for Hume. Angelatos fancies himself, but shoots wide. Temel. Will there be at least one goal to be had for Hume? Temel got a launch here, Mohamed Temel. Surely, and finally, he is the man who provides. Temel says, hold my beer, and goes it alone through the United defence to get Hume on the scoreboard.
Past Rahimi, past Angelatos. Evasive from Demareus. 3 out of the 4. Aaron Yu, unsighted, that is near posts. A moment of superlatives from Mohamed Temel, but that was too late.
You were talking about before, Adam. When they started using the 5th man, they needed those cutting direct runs from either Temel or Cicek or Klinaris. Temel finally did it, but if only when Klinaris had thrown on that jersey, had they started to do those cutting runs from Mohamed, they may have been a couple of goals further ahead.
They had to go down the guts, down the spine. They simply hadn't, and when they had, they scored. As well, Jaron tried an acrobatic, much to the adulation of those in the stands. But there's a genuine opportunity, perhaps, that's been uncovered way too late in the contest for the Black Army. They have 1 minute and 41 seconds. They couldn't, could they? You feel like they have to find something here to just make it that touch possible. Cicek's pass symbolises their performance right out of play. So United staring down the barrel of finding their 3rd win after 6 rounds of futsal. Their 2nd of such last week in the derby. It's going to sit them comfortably in 3rd place on the ladder, climbing up to what will be 12 points, dare I say. As Demareus' open goal, Rahimi trying to step beyond Cicek. Temel have to wheel away to keep the ball alive as there's still 80-odd seconds of futsal remaining for round 6. Cicek now in a wide area. To Temel, Klinaris. There's that firm press from United. Kukuwoglu. Cicek to Temel. Cicek back in possession. Here's the captain, Temel. Trying that invasive run.
Where was this Mohamed Temel earlier on in the game? Finally being direct, finally going down the centre, challenging Aaron Yu. If only they will keep asking that question, though. Rue that they didn't go that route earlier on. Cicek to Temel. Putting this Hume team on his shoulders, the skipper. Cicek. Nice ball, Klinaris. Cut out, goals open, Angelatos. 5-1.
That'll do it. From downtown, Angelatos will loft with no keeper to try keep it out. He's done what he's had to do, and probably the 2nd time this evening we've seen a goal from inside a player's own defensive half. In a contest we weren't exactly billing to be quite a landslide to United. Has been what's played out. 5-1 on the scoreboard. As Temel inside the last 30 seconds. Before we wrap up coverage tonight, Michael, I will ask you, what has been the moment?
Another one.
Well, Jaron will have his moment. There's his hat-trick. He embraces Demareus and his bench. It's been all Western United this evening. They've made it 6-1. Got to ask you, what moment in particular has caught your attention across all 3 games of futsal?
The entire Morland Pasco Vale game from start to finish was a nail-biter, electric inside the stadium, big crowd on hand, controversy abounding, wonderful goals. We saw the superstars from Indonesia in action. I think that game had it all. It had, as you said, Adam, a grand final feel about it.
Couldn't exactly live up to the billings for third and final contest, despite it being rather equal on paper. You will have one final attempt to try final attempt. Angelatos looking for more. Temel will hit the deck. His counterpart player, that's where he's been sent to the asphalt. Yellow card issued to the captain.
One final set piece here for United. They've absolutely blasted Hume. Temel really coming to life in the final 5 minutes, and if only the skipper had been able to bring that to the fore earlier on. Ramadan, a cheat check in the wall. Right boot here of Waljaran. Just tries to delicately thread it over the top. It will end in a 6-1 scoreline for United. A wonderful performance for their 3rd win of the season. Western United 6, Hume 1, and that is a wrap on round 6 of Series Futsal. From myself, Michael Chiavello, Adam Palombi, thanks for joining us. Catch us again next Friday night for more men's Series Futsal action.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Joined by Angus Angelatos of Western United. Angus, congratulations, mate. Great win, 5 goals difference over Hume. Mate, at what point in this game did you feel that you had Hume's number?
Well, we defended pretty well from the start, from the get-go. The boys were switched on. We were defending with hunger, intensity. That low block in the half court, they couldn't do much. And with Aaron Ewan goal, you're pretty confident. So, yeah.
Mate, I'm struggling to think of who was my player of the night. There are so many contenders here, but for me, I'm going to go, I'll get your thoughts. Felipe Evangelista, I thought he had a brilliant game for United tonight.
Yeah, he plays good every week, man. But we've got such a strong squad this year that, you know, any game, any Friday night, someone will step up and put a good foot forward. So, yeah, it was a real team performance tonight, and I mean that in the truest sense.
How about Saka Waljaran? He was next level, wasn't he, tonight?
I don't know where he's come from, but he is incredible. He's been playing so well these last 2 weeks, and yeah, I just hope he continues it.
It's going to be a huge confidence booster to score 6 goals and do it without Parthamos on the court for you. He's obviously vacationing in Europe at the moment. And to think that when he comes back, when Elias returns, the human cannon, even more goals will come. But it gives you guys tremendous confidence to do a scoreline like this.
Yeah, he's going to be loving what he's coming back to because, 6 goals this week, 9 the week before. We're playing like no one can stop us. So let's see how long we keep going.
Mate, go enjoy the rest of your night. Angus Angelatos, thanks for joining us. Great win, mate. Well done.
Thanks, guys. Good night. See you later.